Hello friends, I'm 𝐂𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 profitable blog in 2022 and beyond. Now this is not just a regular blog tutorial, because frankly speaking, creating a blog is really easy and there's nothing special about it. The main part of any successful blog is knowing how to write a blog post, then how to do proper SEO of the blog post to make sure that your blog post ranks higher in Google search results. We'll also add the guest post functionality on our blog so that other people can also write blog posts for your website. So in this video, I'll be showing you all these things in complete detail. And not only that, we'll also learn how to integrate our website with Google Analytics, then how to connect and run Google Ads on your blog through AdSense, and then how to create beautiful and attractive pop-ups to collect email addresses for doing email marketing, and many more things. Now before we proceed further, before I show you how to create this blog from beginning to end, let me show you a very quick demo of the website that we'll be creating in this video. Now first of all, let's do one thing, let's refresh this page. Now once you refresh this page, you can see we are getting this pop-up. So as I said earlier, I'll show you how to create these beautiful pop-ups for absolutely free. Now one more thing I forgot to mention, that we'll be using only free resources to create this entire website. So whether it is the theme, plugins, pop-up builder, everything is absolutely free. So we'll see how to create these kind of pop-ups to get more email addresses so that you can do free email marketing. Now if you see the home page, in the home page we have the header at top. I've created a simple transparent header over here. You can have your logo at the left hand side. Then at the right hand side we have some pages. So in this video I'll show you how to create not just only the blog page and not just only the home page, but also about page, blog page, contact page, and the guest post page. Now this is the first section of your home page. Here as you can see we have a nice title, subtitle, and then we have this newsletter section. So in this option, your customers, your visitors can simply enter their email address and click on get started, and their email will automatically be added to your newsletter list, and you can send them, weekly newsletters or whatever you want. So I'll show you how to create this thing. Then at the right hand side, you will see we have this illustration over here. So this illustration is created using only free resources again. So I'll show you how you can download your own your own custom illustration for absolutely free, and after that how you can design this illustration according to your website. Then if you scroll down, I have created 3 different options or 3 different categories over here. So maybe I'm creating blog posts related to beauty, travel, and lifestyle. So if somebody wants to read only blog posts related to travel, they can click on this option. They will be redirected to the travel category and they can see all the blog posts under travel category. Similarly, they can do the same thing with the beauty and lifestyle. Then if you scroll down, you will see I've divided this contact section into 2 different subsections. So at the left hand side, you will see this column. We have different blog posts under this column. And at the right hand side, we have kind of a sidebar. So you can add your photo, you can add your image over here, you can add your name, your designation, so whatever, whether you're blogger or whatever, you can type in few things or few lines about yourself. Then you can add some different social media platforms or links of your website. And after that, you can also have some, read more articles option. Now this is my latest post, or this is my featured post. So as you can see, this is kind of big, the featured image is big, and this is covering this entire section. Then if you scroll down, we have some more blog posts. So these can be your, again, latest post or some more featured post. Now there are many different layouts and designs for displaying these options, for displaying these blog posts. So obviously I'll show you how to do all those options. So if you scroll down again at the bottom, we have this option, we have the footer, and under footer you can add all these options. Now another great thing about this website is that you can create your custom header and footer. Now this is really amazing because you are using only free resources, and using free resources you can do all these options, all these amazing options like creating custom header and footer. Now let's do one thing, let's go to our blog page. So again, if you come back to your blog page, you will see the pop-up again. You can control when and where do you want to see these blog posts or these pop-ups. Now in this page, as you can see, this is how it is looking. As you can see, very similar to the home page. So as I said earlier, we have different styles. This is just one of those styles. Let me show you one more style that you can have for your blog page. Now this page, this is also your blog page. And here as you can see, this style is quite different. Okay. At the left hand side, we have this style. And again, this is just another style. There are 4 or 5 different styles that you can have for your blog post, for your archive page. Now let's do one thing. Let me show you a single blog page, how a single blog page will look like. So if I open this blog post, this is how a single blog post will look like. At the top, you have your featured image. Then after that, what is the category? So in this case, WordPress is the category. This blog post is under WordPress category. When this blog post was written, we can have the date, we can have the title and all. And also this blog post is 100% SEO optimized. So if you see, everything is SEO optimized. If you see, we also have this table of content. I'll show you how we can create automatically, how you can create your table of content, which is very important for SEO purposes. If you have table of content of your website on your blog post, your SEO rankings will improve. So if somebody wants to go directly to this chapter, directly to performance improvement, they can click on this thing and they will be redirected to this chapter. As you can see, performance improvement, and they can scroll down and they can read the blog post. And then after that, I'll also show you how you can do media SEO. So blog post SEO is different, media SEO is different. So images SEO, how to optimize images for better SEO performance, I'll show you that thing as well. Okay, so you can create your blog post, then you can have different tags for your blog post. If somebody wants to share this blog post on different social media platforms, they can do that thing as well. Then we have this option. So here, as you can see, this is your author box. So who is the author for this blog post? Some text about the author, social media links about the author, and then you can see previous and next blog post recommendation. And then after that, if somebody wants to leave any comment, they can do that thing as well. Okay, so this is how the single blog post looks like. Now let me do one more thing. Let me show you the backend of this blog post. So if I click on edit post, so first of all, we'll be using Gutenberg to create this blog post, because once you use Gutenberg, your website is very light as compared to Elementor. If you create blog posts using Elementor, your website will become very heavy, which is not recommended. You can create pages using Elementor, but for blog post, it is always recommended to use Gutenberg. Then at the right hand side, if you see, I'll show you how you can control your snippet. So how this snippet looks when somebody search on Google search or Bing search, whatever social media platform or whatever search engine platform they use, how your result will look like. I'll show you this thing, how to control your snippet. Then after that, we'll see how to set a focus keyword, how to do basic SEO, additional and advanced SEO. And then we'll also see how to improve your title and content readability. So we'll see all these things in complete detail. In fact, this is the most important part of this video. And as I said earlier, we'll also see how to add the guest post functionality. So if you go to this page, if somebody wants to write a guest post for your website, they can simply do that thing from here. They can enter the post title, they can select the category for the blog post, they can enter the blog. So they can basically just type in or write in the entire blog, set a featured image and click on create post. Once they do this thing, this blog post will be added. You will get a message or you'll get an email that somebody has submitted some guest post. Now this guest post will not directly start displaying on your website. First, you will have to approve this guest post. Only then this guest post will start displaying on your website. So you don't have to worry about that. I'll show you this entire process in complete detail. Then you'll also see how to create different pages like the about page and the contact page. So here, as you can see, your beautiful about page. I'll show you how to create this page, and then we'll also see how to create the contact page. So under your contact page, you can create these kind of forms. You can integrate different Google Maps. You can also give your different details. So we'll see how to create this page as well. And as I said earlier, we'll also see how to create pop-ups in complete detail. We'll see how to create and how to integrate our website with Google Analytics, Google AdSense, and many more things. Okay, so basically this is the complete solution. So you'll learn everything related to starting and running a successful blog website. And one more thing, this website is also 100% mobile and tablet friendly. So if you see this thing here, as you can see, this is how your website will look on a mobile phone. Here, as you can see, 100% mobile and tablet friendly. Your menu and everything will look like this. Okay, so this is 100% mobile and tablet friendly. Alright, so this was a very short demo of the website that we'll be creating in this video. Now I hope you guys like the demo website. If you like this demo website, if you want to create this website, if you want to learn how to start and run your successful blog, make sure to watch the complete tutorial. Now before you proceed further, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any future notifications. If you like this video, give a thumbs up to this video, share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, whatever social media platform you use. And throughout the video, if you have any doubts, any comments, any suggestions for me, you can always leave them in the comments section below. Now, let's start creating this website. Alright, now to create any kind of website, whether it's an e-commerce website, a simple blog, business website, any kind of website, we need two basic things: a domain name and a hosting account. A domain name is simply the name or the URL of your website. For example, blogdot.com, youtube.com, google.com, nayashik.com, all these things are different domain names. So we'll also have to register a new domain name on the internet so that whenever someone wants to visit your website, they can simply type in this domain name in their browser URL bar and they can land on your website. Now the second and the most important thing is your website's hosting. Now hosting is basically a server or a computer wherein your entire website is saved. So if you see this website, all the different pages, all the different blog posts, all the different database and all, this entire website is saved in a server, and that server is running 24/7, so that whenever someone wants to visit your website from any particular country at any given time, they can always visit your website and they can always see your website because your website is always live. Now hosting is the most important thing about your website because everything related to your website is directly or indirectly dependent on your hosting. So your website speed, your website's performance, the user experience on your website, your website's ranking in Google search results, and even your website's security is completely dependent on your hosting. So if you've selected a good and reliable hosting, your website speed and performance will be amazing. User experience on your website will be great. You will get better ranking, great rankings on Google search results and different search results, different search platforms. And also your website will be very secure. So for anybody to hack or attack your website, it will be almost impossible. And obviously in contrast to that, if you select some cheap, crappy hosting, your website will perform really bad. Now there are literally thousands of different hosting providers available in the market, but unfortunately only a handful of them are really good enough to consider. But you don't have to worry about that. You can simply do one thing, open a new tab and type in blogdot.com/hostingr. In fact, you don't even have to type in this thing. This link is also given in the video description below. So you can simply click on that link and you should be redirected to this page. Now this is the hosting that we'll be using, hostingr WordPress managed hosting. Now make sure if you next time, whenever you come to this website, make sure to always use the link because there are different types of hostings. If you hover over hostings, or if you click on hostings, as you can see, there's regular web hosting, cloud hosting, WordPress hosting, cPanel hosting, and so on. We want to use this hosting. We want to this option, WordPress hosting, not the regular web hosting. Regular web hosting is not that great. Your website speed and performance will not be that great. Okay, because we are using WordPress CMS, we want to use WordPress hosting. So this type of hosting, this particular hosting is optimized for WordPress CMS, WordPress platform. So we always want to make sure to use WordPress hosting. So if you use the link blogdot.com/hostingr, you'll automatically be redirected to this WordPress hosting. So make sure you're under this page, okay? Or if you come to next time when you come to this page, you can always click on WordPress hosting just to make sure that you're on the WordPress hosting plan and not the regular web hosting plan. Now if you see over here, there are 4 different plans: single WordPress, WordPress starter, business WordPress, and WordPress Pro. Now based on your needs, you can select this plan. Now for most of you guys, I would recommend you to start with this option. This is the most popular plan, WordPress starter plan. Very affordable, great option and great hosting plan to start with. And this is the most affordable and the best hosting provider available in the market. If you see, they give a lot of features, some great features with this small amount of money. If you see, with this plan, with this one single plan, you can create 100 different websites. So today you're creating this blog, okay, maybe for a particular niche. Tomorrow, if you want to create another blog for maybe another niche or another e-commerce website or something like that, you don't have to purchase a new hosting plan again. You can host all your websites in one single plan. So in simple words, you just purchase this plan once, and for all your websites, you can create up to and you can host up to 100 different websites in one single hosting plan. Very important. Then the next option is 100 GBs of SSD storage, which is really great because most of the hosting providers, they provide like only 5 or 10 GBs of SSD storage. But here you're getting 100 GBs of SSD storage, and that too with such a low price, at such a low price. So really important. So if you see this website, this blog, this is hardly like 200 or 300 MBs. Even if you have like 100 different blog posts and so on, still your website size will not be more than 1 GB. And here you're getting 100 GBs of SSD storage, like 100 times more storage that you will ever need. And most importantly, this is SSD and NVMe storage. Now most of the hosting providers, they use the HDD storage. HDD is very cheap and very slow storage option. So if your website is hosted on HDD server, your website will load very slow. You might have also seen sometimes when you go to some website, it takes a lot of time to load that page. But here these guys are using SSD and NVMe storage and NVMe servers to host and run your website. And when your website is hosted on SSD server, your website is around 30 to 40 times faster as compared to regular HDD server. Then after that, with this you get many more features, like you get free email address, so you can create a free business email address. You get a free SSL certificate of your website for your website. You also get a free domain name, so you don't have to purchase a domain name. You can register a domain name for absolutely free. We get free unlimited bandwidth, which means that there is no upper limit on the amount of data that you can transfer per month. You also get Google Ad credits, managed WordPress, WordPress acceleration. As I said earlier, this hosting plan, WordPress hosting plan for 𝐂𝐨𝐩𝐲𝐫𝐢𝐠𝐡, is specially crafted for WordPress websites. So your website will load very fast because these guys are using, premium caching and light speed web server to host your website. So these are some technical things. You don't need to get into this. Basically, your website will load really fast. Now, for most of you guys, I would recommend you to start with the WordPress starter plan. So just select this option, click on this select button. Now, once you do that, you will now be redirected to this page. And here, as you can see, we have 4 different plans. We have 4 different billing cycles. If you want, you can go with monthly. If you want, you can go with yearly, for 2 years and for 4 years. Now, the great thing about over here is that if you select a higher billing cycle, you will get even crazy amount of discounts. So here, if you see, the regular price is $14.99, like $15 per month. But if you go with the 2 years plan, if you select 24 months, you just have to pay $557, like only 1/3 of that amount. Now, another great thing over here is that the renewal price is also discounted. So if you select the monthly plan, which is not at all recommended, I would not recommend you to go with the monthly plan. It is very expensive. I would recommend you to at least go with the yearly plan so that you can get some decent discount. Or my most important recommendation will be to go with the 2 years plan, because here, as you can see, you're getting this for just 1/3 of the price. And not only that, your renewal price is also discounted. So once you renew after 2 years, once you have to renew your hosting, you don't have to pay $15 like it happens with most of the hosting. They give you the first year, the price will be very discounted. But if you renew after 1 year, you'll have to pay like 3-4 times the amount. But here that is not the case. Even the renewal price is discounted. So instead of $15 per month, you just have to pay $8.99 per month. So just $9 per month after 2 years. So renewal price is also discounted. And if you go with 4 years, you get even more crazy amount of discount, like just $370 per month, and renewal price is just $6 per month. So really crazy discount you're getting over here. So make sure you select at least 2 years plan so that you get the best option, you get the best deal. Then if you scroll down, you just have to enter your email address. So just by entering your email address, you can get started with this hosting. And make sure your email address is correct, obviously, because this is the thing that will be your main important thing. This will be a login email ID. So whenever in future you want to log into your 𝐂𝐨𝐲𝐫𝐢𝐠𝐡 account, you just have to enter this email address. So make sure whatever email address you enter, make sure that is correct. Then if you scroll down, you can see we have different payment options. So if you want, you can pay through credit card, debit card, your ATM card, you can pay through Google Pay, PayPal, Alipay, CoinGate. Many different payment options are available. And based on different countries, you will see even more options. For example, if you're watching this video from India, you can see you get even more options. For credit card, you have the RuPay option. So even with the domestic RuPay card, you can make the payment. You have the UPI option, which is Google Pay, Razor Pay, whatever UPI, Phone Pay, whatever UPI option you're using, you can make payment through Paytm. You can make payment through net banking, CoinGate. So even more options are given to you if you select this, if you're watching this video from any particular country. Now, once you do that thing, I would highly recommend you to make sure that the coupon code is entered over here. So coupon code should be NAYER. It should automatically be entered. But if it is not entered for you, you can do one thing. Like the regular price is $84 after discount. But if you enter this coupon code, you will get even further more discount. If you click on have a coupon code, enter the coupon code, and if you click on plus, now instead of 84, you just have to pay $78. So even more discount. Now, once you do all these things, just click on this submit secure payment button. Right, so once you click on that button and once you make the payment, the first screen that you will see will be your password screen. So in the previous screen, we have seen how to set up we have entered our email address, and in this screen you'll have to enter your password. Now I'm not getting that password screen. I cannot show you that screen because I've already entered my password. But once you're doing this for the first time, you will see the password screen first. You'll have to enter your password, and then after that you can click on continue. And now you will see this screen, your hello screen. And here, this is just a first screen setup. You just have to click on this start now button. And once you do that, you will now see this survey, a simple survey. So they will ask you what you're creating this website for, whether you're creating this for yourself, for a client, for a company, or someone you work for. You can select anything you want. Then after that, it will ask you a few more options. Now this is just a simple survey. If you want, you can simply skip this option. So click on skip, which is given at the bottom. Click on skip. This section will be skipped. Now they will ask you to select a platform, whether you want to use WordPress, whether you want to use WooCommerce or some other platform. We have one more option. We have the migrate my website option as well. So if you want, you can, completely migrate your website to Hostinger. So for example, if you already have a website, if you're already using some hosting, and if you're not satisfied with the speed, performance or support of your hosting, you can completely migrate your website to Hostinger. So you can click on select under migrate my website, and after that you can follow these steps and they will migrate your website for absolutely free. Now in this case, we want to select WordPress because this is the platform, or this is the CMS that we want to use. So make sure you select WordPress, and after that click on continue. Now they will ask you to enter your email address and password. Now this is for your WordPress website. Okay, so enter some email address and password, and make sure to remember this email address and password as well. This is your login email ID for your WordPress dashboard. Again, click on continue. Now they will recommend you few pre-made templates. We don't need them. These are some pre-made templates. We don't need them. You can just again go ahead and click on skip. Now you will see the screen. Now here we have three different options. Now as I said earlier, you get a free domain name with this option, with this plan. So if you want, you can go with this option. You can click on claim a new domain, and after that you can enter your domain name. For example, if I want 𝐂𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸, if I want this domain name, I can type in 𝐂𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 or .com, whatever extension you want. And if this domain name is available for me, it will be added to my account, and I can click on continue, and this domain name will be added to my account for free. Now if there is one more option for most of the people. Now, most of the people, what they do is they already create or they purchase their domain name on some other website. For example, on Namecheap, GoDaddy or some other website. So if you already have a domain name created or registered on some other website, and if you want to use that domain name, if you want to link that domain name with Hostinger, you can select the third option, use an existing domain. So click on that option, select option. Now enter the domain name that you want to use. For example, if I want to use this domain name, blogdude, then after that you can click on continue. In the next step, this will display, your domain name details. For example, where your domain name is hosted, what is the current name server of your domain name, and so on. You can just go ahead and click on continue. And now in the next step, you will see this option. Here it will display different name servers that is available. You can click on this plus button or pencil button, and you can change your name server. By default, it will be automatically added for you because I'm from India. For me, Asia name server is selected. There are many different name servers in Europe, in USA. You can select any one of these. I would recommend you to just leave it as it is. Click on cancel. And after that, you can just go ahead and click on finish setup. And now this setup will start for you. Basically, WordPress has started installing on your website, on your domain name. Now, once this process is completed, you will see this screen. Most of you guys will see only three options like WordPress dashboard, view your website, and control panel. Now, for those of you who have selected external domain, if you want to link your domain name with Hostinger, your external domain name with Hostinger, you will see one more option, connect your domain. So first of all, let me show you how you can do that thing. With Hostinger, you can click on this option, connect your domain. And now you'll have to select the provider. So if your provider, wherever you have registered your domain name. So in this case, for me, it is GoDaddy. So I'll select GoDaddy and click on let's start. And now it will show you this video. This will help you to link your GoDaddy domain name with Hostinger. You don't have to watch this video because I'm going to show you these steps. Now here, as you can see, we have our name servers given over here. So basically we have to change the name servers on our GoDaddy account. So first of all, go to godaddy.com, log into your account. Now once you log into your account, you can go to my products and select the domain name that you want to use. I want to use this blogdude domain. Now once you select this option, you have to scroll down and search for this option, manage DNS. Click on that. Then again scroll down, and here as you can see we have your name servers. You have to change this thing, so click on change button, and at the bottom you'll see enter my own name servers. Click on that link. Now delete these two name servers from here. Come back to your Hostinger screen, copy your name server number 1, just like this. Come back to GoDaddy, enter your name server. Similarly, copy your name server number 2, come back to GoDaddy, enter the name server and click on save. Now once you click on save, it can take up to 24 hours to link your domain name with Hostinger. For now, you can just click on continue and finish this setup. Now once you click on finish this setup, you can see this Hostinger link or logo at top. Just click on that and you will now be redirected to your Hostinger Edge panel. So this is how your Hostinger Edge panel or control panel should look like. Now the very first thing that I want to do is I want to go to hosting, and here as you can see, you will see your domain name, whatever domain name you have selected, whether it's an external domain or an internal domain, you will see those domain names. So here you can click on manage, and over here you can see all the different details related to your hosting. Now you can click on dashboard. Now if you see, this is how your dashboard will look like. Now all the different details will be given to you. What is your database, what is the PHP version, WordPress version you're using, and so on. Now the very first thing that I want to do over here is that I would recommend you to do is make sure you install and set up SSL certificates. So you can click on this setup option, select your domain, which will automatically be selected for you, and click on install SSL. Now this will automatically install SSL certificate on your website. Very important. Also make sure that this Lightspeed web server is on like this. Okay, if it is not on for you, just make it on, click on this, it will automatically be turned on for you. Okay, make sure SSL certificate and Lightspeed web server is on. Now once your SSL is successfully set up, Force HTTP will also be automatically turned on. You will see in a moment once it is 100% set up. Right, so as you can see, SSL is 100% enabled, and now Force HTTP is also 100% enabled automatically. So make sure Force HTTPS, Lightspeed and SSL, all three are enabled. And now let's see how we can log into our WordPress website. So for that, you can just do one thing. Click on this edit website. You'll automatically be logged into the dashboard of your WordPress website. So once you click on this button, you will see this is how your dashboard will look like. Now, if you're doing this for the first time, if you have just registered your domain name, or if you have just, changed the domain name server of your external GoDaddy domain and so on. So once you click on this button, you might see empty screen for some time. So as I said earlier, it can take up to 24 hours to link your domain name with Hostinger. So maybe try next day, it should work absolutely fine. Okay, you can again come back to this Edge panel next day, click on edit website, and now you should see this thing. Now this is the dashboard of your website. Now there are two ways of logging into your WordPress dashboard. The first way is obviously just go to your Edge panel and select the dashboard, click on edit website, you will automatically be logged in. Second way is just enter your domain name, and after that enter wp-admin /wp-admin. You will land on your dashboard, WordPress dashboard. Now whenever you install a WordPress website on your domain name for the first time, there are a few basic things that we have to understand, and there are a few basic settings that we have to do. First of all, you will see on your dashboard page there are so many useless, not really important widgets. So we can get rid of them. So we can click on screen options and we can untick all these widgets from here. Okay, everything is now gone. At the left hand side, we'll see this menu. The first option is your dashboard option. We have seen the dashboard option. Second option is your post option. So we'll be using this post option to create this website, to create these different blog posts that I've shown you. Okay, these blog posts will be created using this blog post option. Third option is your media option. So whatever featured image or media files you have used on your website, you can see all of them from here, from the media folder, and you can manage them from here. Then third option is your pages option. Obviously from here you can create and manage different pages like your about page, blog page, and so on. Then we have the comments option. So whenever somebody posts any comment or leave any comment on any of your blog post or any of your page, you will see all those comments over here. Now if you want, you can approve them, you can unapprove them, you can reply, you can delete those comments, and so on. Then we have another option, very important option, appearance option. So once you click on appearance option, you will see one theme is automatically active for you. Here as you can see, it says active 2020 theme, and few more themes will be installed for you. Now first of all, let me explain you what this theme is. Now if you open your website in a new tab, you can do it like this. You can right click and click on open this in a new tab, or you can just go to your website name. Okay, this is how your website will look like right now. Okay, now this style, this appearance of your website is because of this theme, 2020 theme. If we just go ahead and activate some other theme, for example, let's go ahead and activate this 2021 theme. Now again, if you go back to your website and refresh it, now here as you can see, your website design is completely changed. So this is basically what a theme does. A theme changes the style and appearance of your website. Now we should always have only one theme installed and activated. So all these extra themes, you can click on them and you can delete them like this. click on the theme. At the bottom right corner, you'll see the delete button, delete these themes. We don't want to use this 2021 or 2022 themes and so on. We'll be using another theme that is also a free theme, but much better theme. Now the next option is your plugins option. Under plugins, you will see few plugins will be installed and activated for you. Now we have just seen what is theme. A theme is basically the design and appearance of your website. Now plugin is the functionality and features part of your website. So a plugin is something like a software or an add-on that will add some extra features and functionalities to your WordPress website. For example, if you want to add the feature of guest post, you'll have to install a plugin for that feature. Okay, so like that. So I would recommend you to delete these extra plugins, delete the 𝐂𝐸 and Hello Dolly plugin. In fact, 𝐂𝐸 anti-spam or anti-spam plugin is quite important so that you don't get spam comments. So if you want, you can leave that thing, but delete the Hello Dolly plugin. And make sure you don't delete or deactivate the Lightspeed cache plugin. This is your caching plugin. This will improve your website speed and performance. Now you can click on settings at the left hand side, and here you can change your website title and tagline. So whatever your title you want, for example, I want my title to be blog dude, and tagline. So under tagline, you can describe your website in few words. So maybe I'll type in WordPress blog, best WordPress blog. Okay, something like that. Then after that, you can do one thing, you can tick mark this thing, anyone can register, and you can select your time zone based on your country. Select your time zone. So I'm selecting Kolkata time zone because I'm from India. If you're from some other country, you can select the time zone, based on your location. Now under settings, click on permalinks. By default, custom structure, some other option will be selected for you. You have to select this option, post name permalink structure. This is the most SEO friendly permalink structure. So make sure you select the post name permalink structure. And after that, click on save changes. And after that, come back to your dashboard. And with this, we have completed all the basic settings related to our WordPress website. Right, now let's do one thing. Let's install all the required themes and plugins. So first of all, let's install the theme. For that, click on appearance at the left hand side, click on add new to add a new theme. Now under search theme, just search for Phlox, PHLOX, and now install this plugin. Now once it is successfully installed, you can just go ahead and activate it. So click on this activate button and this theme will be activated for you. Now after that, you can go ahead and delete this 2021 theme as well. And make sure to enable auto updates for this option. So click on enable auto updates. So in future, whenever there is any new update for this theme, it will automatically be updated. And if you see any messages like this at top, any options like this, any notices like this, you can just go ahead and delete that or cut that thing. Okay. Now let's install all the required plugins. So for that, click on plugins at the left hand side, click on add new, and over here search for Phlox core. Okay. PHLOX core. So the core plugin for this theme. This is the one, shortcode and extra features for Phlox theme by Avatar. Okay, make sure to install this one. Now again, you can just go ahead and activate it if you want. Now again, click on add new to add a new theme. Now the next theme that we need is MailChimp for WordPress. So search for MC4WP and install this one, MailChimp for WordPress by iBerryCode. And this will allow you to create these kind of options, these kind of newsletter forms, and all these options. So make sure to install this one. Now don't activate it right now. We'll activate all these plugins at once later on. Next plugin that we need is Contact Form 7. So search for contact. You will see the Contact Form 7, the first one. This plugin will help you to create these kind of contact forms. If you go to the contact page, okay, these contact forms are created using this plugin. Now the next plugin that we need is Rank Math. Okay, Rank Math SEO. This is for SEO. If you want, you can even use Yoast SEO. I'm using Rank Math SEO. If you want, you can use any one of these. Both are good plugins, Yoast SEO and Rank Math SEO. And finally, the next plugin, the final plugin that we need is Simple TOC, Table of Content, that I explained you about earlier in the introduction. Simple TOC, install this one. Now once you install all these plugins, you can now click on plugins at the left hand side. And now we can go ahead and activate these installed plugins. So for that, just tick mark it over here. This will select all the plugins. Under bulk action, go to activate and click on apply. So all these plugins will be activated at once. Now once you activate all these plugins, you might see this screen, Rank Math SEO setup. You can click on connect your account and just create a new account. So click on register now, and you can use email address or Facebook, whatever you want. You can even register with Facebook, Google, anything. So you can register a new account with Rank Math. This will help you with a lot of options. So I actually have an account, so I can go to login and I'll click on username and password. Alright, so once you activate this thing, now you will see this thing, you will see this setup. So for what type of user you're selecting this thing, you can select advanced or simple. I'm selecting advanced and click on start setup wizard. Now whether this website is a personal blog, it's an e-commerce website, what kind of website is this? So this is a personal blog, or if you want you can select some other option. I'm selecting personal blog. Now you can upload your logo and you can also upload the default share image. Okay, so you can upload this logo if you want. So you can click on add or upload image, click on select files. Now if you see, there is a link given in the video description below. If you click on that link, you will be redirected to my website blogdude.com. Now for every tutorial I create these kind of blog posts. So as you can see, for my LMS tutorial, for my e-commerce tutorial, all these things. So once you click on that link which is given in the video description, you will be redirected to a similar, single blog post. And first of all, you will see the video that you're watching right now at top, and after that at the bottom you will see download free images. You have to click on this blue download button. You'll download a zip file. You have to unzip that file. So to unzip that file, simply right click on that file and you will get an option extract files. Click on extract files and now you will see this media folder. And in this I've given you all the images that is required to create this website. Alright, so as you can see, all these images that is required to create this website. And this is all for demo purposes. If you want, you can use these for demo purposes. Now I'll select this option. I'll upload this logo. Alright, so this one, I'll select this, click on open, click on use this file. Similarly, if you want, you can select a default share image. Okay, so when somebody shares your link, first let me just select this image, click on open. So if somebody wants to share your link, for example, if somebody wants to share the this blog post, all right, this one. So if I want to share this thing on Facebook, Twitter, whatever website you want, and if there is no featured image given on any blog post, then this will work as the default featured image. Okay, so you'll select this thing, click on save and continue. Now you can connect Google services. So as you can see, Google Search Console and Google Analytics, all these options will be connected for you. If you want, you can just click on this button, connect Google services, and select your option or select your account. So if you've created an account on Google Analytics with whatever email address, you can select that. For example, I'll select this email. Now click on continue. And now you can select your search console. I'm selecting this option. And now for Google Analytics, first make sure to create an account on Google Analytics. Only after that this thing will work. Search console works pretty easily. So even if you don't create, it will automatically create it for you, as you can see like this. Now you have to go to Google Analytics. So if you search for Google Analytics, you will see this website analytics.google.com. And if you don't already have an account, you can easily create a new account. Now once you do that thing, once you create a new account on Google Analytics, you have to add your website. So for that, you will see this option at top, as you can see, this one. So you can see over here, all these websites are added by me. If you want to add a new website, you can click on admin at the bottom left corner and you can create a new property. Now before we create a new property, first we'll have to create a new account. So click on create account and I'll name this account blogdude 2022. Okay, this is just for demo purposes, so I'll name it blogdude 2022. And after that, you can tick mark all these options, click on next. Then property setup, you can name this property anything you want. Again, I'll name the same thing 2022. We can select the reporting time zone, all these options. So I'm selecting India. And after that, you can also select some currency, and after that click on this option, show advanced option, and make sure you enable this thing, Google Analytics universal option. Okay, now again enter your website link. Okay, so this is your website link, enter it over here, make sure no HTTPS and so on. All right, and make sure you have selected this option, create both a Google Analytics 4 and Universal Analytics property, and click on next. Now you have to select the type of organization that you have. So maybe it is related to which category, how big or small the organization is, and how do you intend to use Google Analytics. You can select anything and click on create. Now tick mark all these options, scroll down, tick mark this thing as well, and click on I accept. And now this thing will be created for you. You can now cut this thing and you have your property over here. If you select this option, as you can see, blog to 2022, universal access also, universal analytics also, and Google Analytics 4 also. Both the options are created for you. Now you can simply come back to your setup wizard, refresh this page, and now under analytics, if you see, this thing will be present for you. Here, as you can see, just select this option and everything else will be selected for you. Okay, so under property also make sure blog to 2022 is selected, and under view, all website data should be selected. And after that, you can go ahead and click on save and continue. Now make sure these options are enabled for you. Don't need to change anything. Click on save and continue again. Similarly, for this optimization option, everything is good. Don't change anything. Just click on save and continue. And finally, you have completed this setup. You can click on setup advanced option, or if you want, you can return to dashboard. If you want to click on this option, advanced option. Role manager, not important for now. Okay. 404 redirection. If you want, you can enable 404 monitor. You can see with this, you can see how many people, they were searching for something, but they did not found anything. So they were, when they search for something and they did not find anything, they go to this website, not found page. Now, if you want, you can redirect those people to some other website. Okay. Now click on save and continue. Now, what schema type do you want to be selected? Make sure you have selected article option, and under article type, make sure blog post is selected. Okay. Then after that, again, click on save and continue. And with this, you have completed this setup. And now once you do this thing, you can again go back to that analytics page, click on this option at top, select the option that you've created, account that you've created 2022, and select the property and click on all website data. And now it will start displaying data for your website. So whenever there is any person, live on your website, whenever somebody is visiting your website on real time, you can see that person, like what device that person is using, whether this person is using mobile phone or desktop to visit your website, and how much time this person spent, on which page that person is currently. For example, if I am currently on this page, on this blog post, you can see that this person is on this particular page. So everything can be seen from here. I am sure you already know a lot about Google Analytics, but I'm just showing you this is how it works. So you can come back to this page to see all that data. Now let's again click on plugins. Let's see whether all the plugins were activated successfully or not. Now finally, we need one more plugin. In fact, one of the most important plugins, especially for designing your website, and that is the Elementor Page Builder plugin. For that, we'll have to open a new tab, type in blogtoot.com/Elementor. And again, this link is also given in the video description below, so don't even have to type in this thing. Simply click on that link and you should be redirected to this page. This is also a free plugin, so don't worry about that thing. Just click on this option, this thing at top right corner, get started button, click on that button. Again, if you don't already have an account, just enter some email and password and click on create account. A new account will be created for you. If you already have an account, you can just go ahead and log in. Now, because I already have a premium account with Elementor, I'm already logged into my dashboard for that. So let me actually do one thing, open this in a new private window, in a new incognito window, and let me show you the exact step how it will work for you. So go to blogtoot.com/Elementor. Now let me make one thing clear. You don't have to go to any private window or incognito window. You can do that in your regular browser, in your regular tab. Okay. I have to do this thing because I have the premium Elementor installed. Now you can go to get started button and click on this button. And again, I'm saying if you already have an account, just enter your email and password. If you don't have an account, click on create an account and create a new account. Now you'll be redirected to this page, your welcome page. This is again a simple survey. They will ask you a few things. Who are you building this website for? You can select anything. Okay, not really important. If you want, you can even skip this survey by clicking on that top right corner. Okay. Now they will recommend you a few options. These are all paid options. We want the free one. So if you go at the bottom, you will see, as you can see, Elementor free. Click on this continue button which says Elementor free. Now you need to enter your website link. So enter your domain name link and click on check for WordPress. Now it says WordPress is installed on your website. Now you can click on install Elementor. Once you do that, you will now open a new tab, and this is the page that you will see Elementor website builder. At the bottom right corner, you will see this install now button. Click on that and this will install this plugin for you. And again, once it is installed, you can click on activate plugin. And once it is activated, let me actually do one thing, cancel this thing, cut this thing, close this thing, and come back to my regular browser. If I open this thing, if I refresh it, okay, now you have this Elementor widget as well. We don't want that, so we can click on screen option and get rid of this Elementor widget. Now if I click on plugins, you can see this Elementor plugin is also installed. So basically all the required themes and plugins are now installed. For these also, I would recommend you to tick mark this thing and enable auto updates for all these plugins. Okay, so you can do it like this. You can do it one by one, or you can just do it in bulk. So whenever any one of these plugins have any update, it will automatically be updated. You don't have to do manually. Right, now let's see the most important thing. Let's see how we can create our blog post and how to make it SEO friendly, and also how to add all this table of content and everything. So for that, to create a new blog post, you click on post at the left hand side. First of all, let's delete this hello world. This is a dummy blog post, so you can just go ahead and trash it or just delete it. All right. Now let's click on add new to add a new blog post. And as I said earlier, we'll be using this screen, the Gutenberg screen. First of all, first thing that we need is the title of the blog post. Okay, so maybe this is the title of our blog post. All right. So I'll enter this thing over here. And then after that, you can add your content and everything. Now you have to decide how you want to write your blog post. Like first you want to create the entire blog post and then you want to do the SEO, or you want to do both simultaneously. Like you want to you're creating your blog post and at the same time you're doing this SEO as well. So you have to decide that thing. Now what I'll do is first I'll create this blog post. Basically I'll create a basic structure, some content on this blog post, and then we'll do the SEO. So we have the title. So whatever your title is, okay, you can enter that title. Now based on your title, permalink will automatically be created. If you see at the right corner, if you see at the right hand side, permalink, if you click on this thing, as you can see, now because we have not yet published it, now permalink is not yet present. If I click on save draft, as you can see, this permalink is now created. Basically, what is the link? So if you see this blog post, this is the link, your website name / WordPress 59, and this is the link for this one, WordPress website name / WordPress 59, full site editing, and so on. Now this is the title. Now to create your content, I'll just copy the text like this and paste it over here. Now once you paste in this thing, this is how it will look like. Now if you see over here, the main important thing in this blog post, okay, is this thing. I'm telling about the new version of WordPress 5.9. So if you see the very first thing, the very first letter word in this title is this WordPress 5.9. In fact, if you see the very first word again in my article in the content is the same thing, WordPress 5.9. Okay, because this is the main thing, this is the most important thing that I'm talking about. So this is the theme, this is kind of the keyword of this entire blog post. And if you see properly, I've used the same keyword over and over again. So here as you can see, again, then again WordPress 5.9. So this improves your SEO ranking. Again, if you see the next paragraph, WordPress 5.9 is used, you'll see that thing everywhere. Okay, like over here. And then even in images, when we see the images option, how to add alt text and caption and all, here also if you see. So this is how it is done. Obviously, once you do that, you should also make sure that this sentence makes sense. Okay, you cannot just enter your keyword anywhere and everywhere you want. The sentence should make some sense. Now after that, I want to add the table of content. So you can do one thing. You can come over here, click on this plus button at the top left corner and search for table of content. You'll see this option, simple TOC. Click on this. And now this table of content will appear over here. Right now it says no headings found. So we'll fix that thing, don't worry. So basically this automatically creates this table. So if you see, this is your heading, WordPress 5.9 new features. Next heading is the 2022 theme. So see, if you see over here, these two headings are automatic. So whenever you use heading, this will automatically create this table for you. Let's see how that is done. So after this table of content, I want this heading. Okay, WordPress 5.9 new features. So I'll click on this plus button again and search for heading. Okay, and I'll add this heading over here, WordPress 5.9 new features. And then we have some content. Again, I'll just go ahead and add this content at the bottom. For that, you can click on this black plus button, or you can click on this plus button, add paragraph and add the content. Okay, like this. So you can just repeat this whole process like this. And after that, if you see, we also have this image. So now what I'll do is I'll upload this image. Now to upload this image, I'll click on this plus button again, search for image. All right, select this image option and upload this image. Click on upload. Now here as you can see, this is the image. Now whenever you want to upload any image of on your website, first of all make sure to rename the image. So this image is the kind of the screenshot of this theme, 2022 theme. So I've renamed it 2022 theme, and if you see, I've removed the blanks, I've removed the spaces, and I've replaced them with these hyphens. Okay, so if you want you can use hyphen, if you want you can use dash, and so on, but make sure there is no space available in between. Okay, so rename your image like this, very important. So select this option, click on open, and now this image will be present over here. And you should also always add caption to this image. So this is 2022 theme, so I'll add caption WordPress 5.9 2022 theme. All right, like this. Now as I said earlier, if you go to your dashboard, if you click on media file, and if you open this media file, you should also make sure that your image is also SEO friendly. It has all the SEO components in that. So to do that thing, you should also always add alternate text, caption, description, all these things to your image. So alternate text. What is alternate text? If I just publish this post, and let me show you this thing in a new tab. So this is how it is looking, very bad, very ugly. You have this image. Now for some reason, if this image is broken, let me show you what I mean by that. If I open this thing, right? So link of this image, let me change the link of this image, right? Like this. Now this image is broken. So you will see this broken image icon over here. So if anything like this happens over here, so you can do one thing, you can provide an alternate text for this. So under alternate text, I'll type in maybe the same thing. Okay, 2022 theme. Then you can add some description of this theme. So I'll add this as my description. This is WordPress, WordPress 5.9 2022 theme, and a default caption for this as well. Okay, so make sure you add all these options like that. Pretty easy, but this really improves your website. Now, if I go ahead and just refresh this page, let me try it again. Let me change the link. Okay. Now, if you go, and now as you can see, we have this icon, the broken image icon, but we have the alternate text, 2022 theme. So even if the image is broken, we can see, we know what this image was. Okay, so this is how useful this is. And all the other things, for example, if you see all the other things, description and all this is for your browser. Title, description, all these things can be read by your browser. So this is how it improves your SEO ranking based on your image as well. So very important. So whenever you install or whenever you use any image on your website, on your blog post, always make sure to do all these things, add all these details to your image. And let's again come back to this blog post. Now below this thing, let me cut this thing. Now below this thing again, we have the same thing. We have the text and all. So, it kind of all repeats itself. So I'll add some text at the bottom again. Click on the plus button, paragraph, add it like this. And let me edit like this. Now, if you want to make anything bolder, it's pretty simple. You already know how to do this thing. Just select it like this and select this bold option. Whatever you want to make bolder, just select it like this, make it bolder. All right. So if you see, and if you want to add any image, again, we have seen how to do that thing. Let's add another heading. All right. So click on this plus button, heading, add the heading, whatever you want. And below that thing, again, we have some text. Okay. Some simple text. So I'll press enter and paste in this text and so on. So similarly, you can go ahead and you do all these things. If you want, you can also add some links. Okay, so you should add external and internal links and so on. So let me explain you what external and internal links are. First, let me again copy the heading, come to new line, click on this plus button, add a heading. Okay, and after that, some simple text. So I'll just copy the text like this. Okay. And we also have this thing. We also have, let me first just copy it like this much. Okay. I'll paste it. Now, if you just press Ctrl V on your keyboard, it will paste everything with all the links and everything. So as you can see, this link is also present. The head, this thing, bulleted list is also present. If I press Ctrl Z to undo this thing, and now if I just press Ctrl plus Shift plus V, now as you can see, no links and everything is present. So this paste in the blank option or the plain option without any styling, without any link and all. So this is the better option. Now here, if you want to add, first of all, let's see the simple thing. If you want to make anything bulleted list, you just select it like this. For example, I want to make this thing bulleted list. So I'll select it, click on this paragraph. I want to change this thing, instead of paragraph, I want to make it list. So I'll select list, not this one. So I'll select this option, cut it from here, and come to new line and paste in this text over here. All right. Now let's see the links. So if you see, this thing is linked to some other page. So this is linked to WordPress 5.8 version. Okay, so if somebody wants to read about WordPress 5.8 version, and maybe if you have some blog post related to that, you can link this thing with that. So you can simply, do it like this. You can select it like this and add the link. Okay. And after that, you can enter the link URL. I'll just link it with my home page. Now click on this option, submit option, click on this option, and now a link is added. Now this link is your internal link, which simply means that if you click on this thing, or if somebody clicks on this link, they will still be on your same website, because this link is also getting redirected to some other blog post on the same website. We can also have an external link. For example, here, as you can see, this is an external link. This is going to some GitHub repository or some page. So I'll copy the link and I'll select this option. Okay, and I'll link this much with this GitHub page. Click on this plus button or this option, and this link is now added. Okay, so this is how you can add these kind of links, external and internal links. And if you see over here, a lot of these links are added in this blog post. So you can and a lot of images are also used in this blog post. So you can go ahead and create your blog post like this. Now let me do one thing. Let me just, go to this SEO thing. Let's see how our SEO is doing. Now, without doing anything in the SEO, still our ranking is 18 out of 100. Okay. And if you start doing SEO things on this website, this will only improve. Now, the very first thing that you should do is you should set a focus keyword. As I explained you earlier, our focus keyword is WordPress 5.9. This is the basic thing. This is the thing that we are talking about throughout our blog post. So I'll add this as my focus keyword. As you can see, as soon as you add that keyword, a lot of things have already improved. Now your ranking has jumped to 71 out of 100 just by entering some simple focus keyword, and few things are automatically okay for you, tick mark for you. For example, we are using focus keyword in the SEO title. Okay, so we are using this in the title. We are using focus keyword is used in SEO meta description. So if you see over here, this snippet, you can edit this snippet, by the way, if you want. So this title, this is used, as you can see in the link, it is used in the title, it is used in the description, everywhere. Okay, so this is basically the preview. If somebody search for WordPress 5.9 and this on Google, this is how your website preview will look like to them. Okay, so this is all good for you. Focus keyword not found in URL, it says, although it is found. If you see the URL, which is this option, I've already explained to you. If you click on this settings icon, okay, this gear icon, if you click on this thing and if you see the permalink, this is your permalink. WordPress 5.9 is present in the URL, but instead of dot, you cannot put dot, we have the hyphen. So don't worry about that thing. Okay, this is also tick mark. Focus keyword appears in first 10% of the content. So whenever you're writing the content, you should always make sure that your focus keyword appears at the at the very beginning of the content, not necessarily the very first option or in the very first paragraph, but probably in the first, second, or in the third paragraph. Then it says focus keyword is also found in content, which is good. Now it says the content is a little bit low. Make sure that your blog post is at least 600 words. Okay, so because I've just stopped it over here, obviously you can just keep on adding more content and this will automatically turn into green. Let me show you. Let's add some more content below this thing. Maybe let's go to performance improvement. Alright, and let's add some simple text. Click on this option, plus button, add a heading, performance improvement, and after that some text. Alright, then after that again we have blog inserter enhancements. We'll come over here, add a new heading, paste in this thing. Then after that we have some text, copy it, paste it over here. Then let's add some more content, less CSS loaded. Okay, let's make it heading. Then we have content for this. Okay, now as you can see, it has turned into this check mark, but it is still orange. So if you improve or if you make the content even more lengthier, if you add more words, this will turn into green. Now let's see some additional options. If you go to the additional tab, it says focus keyword found in the subheading, which is good. So if you see, this is our heading title, and then we have some subheadings. So this is one subheading, and focus keyword is found over here. Okay. Then we have add an image with your focus keyword as alternative text. So let's do one thing. Under alt text, let's add WordPress 5.9. Okay, so this will make that thing, this will check mark that thing. Okay, again, if you come back to this option, update it. Once you refresh it, you should see that this thing will also be tick mark for you. And as you can see, it says focus keyword found in image alt attributes. Now what is the keyword density? So here, as you can see, it is 1.5, and then it reads that the focus keyword in combination appears 11 times. Then it says your URL is pretty long, it is 96 characters long. You can consider it shortening. So if you see the URL in my demo website, it is pretty short, just the focus keyword. So if you want, you can do this thing as well. Go to this option, this gear icon, and you have the URL slug. Delete everything after WordPress 5.9. Okay, so this will improve that thing as well. Under, if you go to this additional option, now as you can see, even that is check mark for you. Now I have explained you about internal and external links. So here it is already on for you. Internal links also. And this is the first time that we are using this focus keyword. Okay, we have not used WordPress 5.9 focus keyword before. Now you can similarly go ahead and improve your title and content readability. Now another great thing about rank math is if you don't understand any of these points, for example, it says title does not contain a positive or a negative sentiment word. If you don't understand what this is or what this is talking about, you can always click on this question icon, okay, question mark icon, and now you will see a nice big, article related to this option. So what this thing is talking about, okay, sentiment in a title, what this thing is talking about. They will also give you a lot of options, a lot of, examples so that you understand this thing properly. So this is another great thing about this plugin. Okay, so everything else is pretty fine, so we don't have to do anything. You can go ahead, you can click on edit snippet. You can, fix your snippet if you want, right, like this. Then we have few more options. We have the schema option, which is available in the pro version, not the regular version. We also have this share option. So if somebody share this on Facebook or Twitter, this is how it will look like. Okay, because of this, this is the default image. If you want, you can have this featured image, because we have not yet uploaded the featured image for this article. Let's do one thing. Let's upload the featured image for this article, and after that, this default image should disappear. So again, click on the gear icon and select featured image and upload your featured image, whatever featured image you want. So let me select this, click on open, click on, and again make sure under title, under alt text, caption, description, you type in things related to that and click on set featured image. Let's also set a category. This is by default under uncategorized. I want to bring this thing under WordPress category. Okay, maybe I have this category wherein I talk all about WordPress themes, plugins, and so on. So I've created a new category. Now next time in future, whenever I create a blog post related to WordPress, I'll simply tick mark this category for that. You can also add some tags. So my tag again will be WordPress 5.9. This could be one tag. Then themes could be another tag, all these things. Now again, if you go back to this option and select the search option, now as you can see, because now we have a featured image, this featured image will be displayed. And if there was no featured image, that default image would display. Okay, so this is how it will look like, title and everything. If you want, you can change this thing. For example, if somebody shares this on Facebook, I want a different title instead of this title, different description instead of this description. Similarly on Twitter as well, you can control this thing. All right, now I can go ahead and click on update. So this is how you create your blog post, and this is how you optimize the SEO of your blog post. Now similarly, you can go ahead, click on post, add one more post, two more, any number of posts you want, and you can keep on adding all the content, follow the rank math option, and you can improve your SEO score like that. Right, so now let's see how we can start designing this website, and let's start with the home page. Let's see how we can create this home page. So first of all, to create a new page, we come back to pages, delete this sample page. This is just a dummy page. Now click on add new to add a new page. Now because this is going to be our home page, we'll give it a title of home. If you want, you can change some other title. If you just go ahead and publish this page, open a new tab. Let's see how this looks. Now first of all, if you see, this is very wide. If you see, we have a nice amount of space from both sides. Even if you open a single blog post, if I open the single blog post over here, you can see this is how it is looking. But here, if you open the blog post, let me show you that WordPress blog post that we just created. So here, as you can see, this is very wide. We don't have a decent amount of space from both sides. So the very first thing that I want to do is I want to change the content layout. So we'll click on customize at top and select this option, general option, and under general, select general layout and change this thing to 1200 pixels. Site max width, instead of 1600, make it 1200 and update this page. Basically publish it and come back again. And now as you can see, this has started looking a little bit better. Again, come back to that page that we just created, home page. Okay. So if I open this in a new tab, this is how it is looking. Okay. So we have fixed that thing. We have fixed this spacing from left and right. But for the home page, I don't want this title and also I don't want this breadcrumb. So let's get rid of this. So for that, come back to this option. First of all, make sure it is 100% full width. So select this option, full content. Select this layout, full content layout. Then after that, select title bar and make it no. We don't want any title bar. Once you select this thing, again, go ahead and update this page. Again, if you open this in a new tab, let's see how it looks. As you can see, we have a nice blank page. Now what I want to do is I want to set this page as my home page. So what we have done right now is we have just created a page, but this is just a regular page. We have named it home, but this is just a regular page. So just by naming it home, it does not become your home page. You have to set this page as your home page. Because if you see in the URL bar, it says /home. And if you click on blog dude, you're redirected to some other page. So we have to set this page as our home page. So again, come back to your dashboard and select settings. Under settings, click on reading and select the second option, your home page display. Select the second option, a static page, and select home under home page. Now click on save changes. Again, if you come back to this website, refresh it. Now as you can see, we are still on the home page. That /home is also gone. If I click on blog dude, that /home is gone and we are on the same home page. Even if you go to pages again, now here's, if you see besides the home, it says front page. So this is your official front page or your home page. Now we can edit this page and we'll be using Elementor to design this thing. So click on edit with Elementor. Now before you start creating and designing this page, let me show you very quickly how this Elementor page builder works. So if you see at the left hand side, we have these elements, different elements. At the right hand side, we have this canvas. Now we'll be using these elements to create this website, to design this website. So if you see, this entire page is created and designed using these elements. So let me show you how this works. So first of all, if you see, this website is, or this page is divided into different sections. This is your hero section, then we have the categories section, then we have the comment section or content section, and so on. So to create a new section, you click on this plus button and you select how many columns you want. So maybe I want 3 columns in this section, so I'll select 3. Now as you select this thing, you'll see at the left hand side, now the settings have changed. Now instead of those elements, now it says edit section. If you again want to go back to those elements section, you have to click on this 9 dots icon. If you follow my mouse cursor, click on this 9 dots icon, you will now again be redirected to this page. Now suppose if I want to add some heading or some text, I can simply drag and drop this heading element over here, type in whatever text I want. So under text option or under any, basically under any element option, we have 3 different sections. We have the content section, style section, and advanced section. Under content, obviously you change the basic content of this thing, of this element. Then under style, you change the styling, like you change the color, you change the size, line height, blend mode, text, shadow, all these things. Then under advanced, you do some advanced things like margin, padding, z-index, motion effects, positioning, parallax, all these advanced options. Now again, if you want to go back to elements option, you click on this 9 dots icon. Maybe in the second option, in the second column, I want to use button. So I'll simply drag and drop this button element over here. And again, if you see, for this also, for edit button also, we have content, style, and advanced, the same 3 sections. Now in the content, I can go ahead and change the content. Instead of click here, I'll type here, maybe, whatever you want. Then you can go to style, you can change the typography, you can change the background color, okay, whatever background color you want. And after that, you can change the text color, you can change the location, all these things, you can change the angle and so on. You can go to advanced, all the advanced things can be done. Okay, so this is how it is done. Now let me actually cut this thing, delete everything. Let me show you everything from scratch. Now the very first thing that you see over here is that we have a section and we have divided into two columns. At the left hand side we have this text, we have the content, and at the right hand side we have this illustration. So we'll add a new section and we'll divide this into two different columns. Now with the left hand side we have this simple text first, so I'll copy the text, come over here, use the heading element, drag and drop it over here, type in whatever you want. Okay, so I'll just type in this text. Now it's time to styling this thing. So go to style. You can change the text color. The text color is white, but I will change the text color later on, because right now if I change the text color to white, as you can see, it will disappear because the background color is also white. So we'll change the text color later on. First, let's change the styling and typography of this text. So we'll select typography, and by default I think it is Railway font family. I don't want Railway font family. I want Poppins, or whatever font family you want. You can simply search for that. I want Poppins, so I'll select this thing, and I want this thing to be very bold. So here, as you can see, if you select this option, if I make it 100, it will become very light. If I make it 400, a little bit darker. Then if I select 900, very bold. So I want to keep it, at 700. Okay, like this. You can also change the size. So for this, I want to change this thing to 50 pixels. Now if you see, we want some space between the line. So this is the first line, this is the second line. We have a nice amount of space between both the lines. Here we don't have that. So for that, you will have to increase the line height. And instead of pixels, I recommend EM. So first click on EM and type in 1.4. And now as you can see, space between lines is now increased. All right. You can also do one thing. You can also improve, or you can also change the letter spacing. So between each letter, how much spacing you want. You can even add some negative option over here. So you can add some negative numbers as well. We want negative 1.74. Alright, so it will look something like this. Okay, so this is your first text. Let's copy and paste in the second text. I'll copy it. And for this, you can use text editor if you want. So you can simply drag and drop the text editor, paste in whatever text you want. Alright, or type in whatever text you want. Again, go to style. You can change the color later on. First, let's change the font family to Poppins again. Alright, like this. And after that, you can change the sizing. So I want to make it 18 pixels and make it at 400. It is by default at 400, but if it is not for you, you can change that thing. Now line height, I want to increase this thing to 1.7. You can also set some maximum width if you want. Alright. Now, before we create this option, before we create this newsletter thing, let me actually do one thing. Let me first, change the background color. Okay, so the background color for this is 764 EEA, I guess. Okay, so to change the background color of this section, you will click on this option, edit section. Okay, this 6 dots icon, click on that, edit section, go to style and select background type and type in this color. Okay, 7C4EE4. Now I'll do one thing. I'll add this color code in my palette. So I'll click on create new global color. So the next time when I want to use this color, I don't have to copy and paste the code and all. I'll have this color saved. Okay, so I'll just name it purple color. Okay, now click on create. Now we can go ahead, click on this first option, and we can now change the color to white. So for the white, the code is #FFF 6 times F basically. Click on this plus button. We'll make it white. All right. Select the second option. Now because we have saved the white color, we don't have to set the we don't have to set the hex code and so on. You can now simply click on this option, globe icon, and now we can select the white color like this. Now again, come back to this option, and now let's see how we can create this option. So for that, you can search for MailChimp. You will see this MailChimp by Flocks. Drag and drop it over here. Now because we have not yet set the MailChimp sign up form, you will not see anything over here. For now, just update this page. Come back to your dashboard. Let's set up this thing. So you'll see this option over here at the bottom left, MC4WP, click on that. Now to connect this thing with MailChimp, you need the MailChimp API key. So you can go to mailchimp.com, log into your account, and again, if you don't already have an account, you can just go ahead and sign up for free. Now there is a complete tutorial on MailChimp on my YouTube channel if you want. If you don't know anything about MailChimp, if you don't know anything about email marketing, you can go to my YouTube channel and search for 𝐂𝐨𝐸𝐿 MailChimp. Let me show you. So if you go to YouTube channel, you can just search for 𝐂𝐨𝐸𝐿 MailChimp. You will see that video. So here as you can see the English one, how to create free email marketing templates with automation, e-commerce and all those things. So in that I've explained everything about MailChimp and also how to do email marketing with automation and e-commerce related options. Okay, so you can go to that option. Now once you log into your account, you can now click on this option. Okay, you will see your profile picture at the bottom left. Click on that and click on profile. Now under this option you will see extras. Click on that and select API keys. You will see your API key over here. Simply copy it, come back to your dashboard and paste in the API key. Click on save changes. Now this will be connected with your website. Now we can create your first form. So to do that thing, under MC for WP, click on form and select, first of all, name it anything you want. So maybe I'll type in home MailChimp. Okay, and you can select any list you want and click on add new form. Now once you click on that thing, you will see a new form will automatically be created for you. Now what I want to do is I want to open this file that you have downloaded. So basically open the zip file that you downloaded from my website, and under that media folder you will see another folder called pages. Under this you will see this option hero newsletter. Okay, hero newsletter, home hero newsletter. Open this one. Now you'll see a line dividing. Now above this line, whatever you see, just copy that much. Okay, copy it and delete everything from here first of all, and whatever you have copied from here, paste in over here. And this is how your form should look like for now. Click on save changes. Keep this file open because we'll need it right now. Come back over here. First refresh this page, and now as you can see this form has started displaying. If you click on this form, now you can go to advanced and you can select custom CSS. Now under custom CSS, now select everything below this line. So everything from here till at the bottom, and paste in this thing over here. Now this is how it will look like. You can again go ahead and update it. Now we have to improve this thing and we have to make it something like this one. Let's see how that is done. So we can do all this styling ourselves. So we can go to style. First we want to select input, and under input we want to change the typography to Poppins. So select this option, change the font family to Poppins. Okay, so that it changes the text under this option. We can also change the color, all these options if you want. Okay, we can also do one thing. You can change the line height to 1.5. Okay, just to increase this height of this thing a little bit. Now we can do one thing. We can set a height. Okay, I want to increase the height a little bit, so we can set this input height. Here as you can see, input height to 70 pixels like this. Now let's select the border. Okay, we have the border, but we have this rounded border. Here we have this rectangular border. We want the rounded border. So for that we'll select border radius and we'll type in 50 over here. Now this will also become rounded. As you can see, this has become rounded. Now once you complete this thing, we have the buttons. Let's fix this button. So minimize the input and select the button, subscribe button. Now for the button, this is how the button looks like. So for that, first of all, we'll select this option maximum width, and I want to set this maximum width to 180 pixels. Okay, so select 180 pixels over here, and for height I want to set this thing to 50. And now let's make it rounded as well. So border radius, make it 50, and now as you can see, this is how it is looking, just like we have it over here. Now once you do this thing, you can do one more thing. You can select the form container. We don't want this wide, we want this to be smaller like this. Okay, so we can change the width of the container. So here as you can see, form container, we can set a width of 500 pixels. All right, now this is how it is looking. Look, this is looking much better. So you can select this thing. Now you can go ahead and update this page. And now we have this thing at the right hand side. So we want this option, we want this illustration. So to download these illustrations for free, you have to go to this website, undraw.co/illustrations. And you can see hundreds of different, in fact thousands of different illustrations for absolutely free. If you want to search for something, for example, if you want to search for mobile or board or whatever, like exercise, HTML, emails, whatever you want, you can search for that. So go to search option. If I search for mobile over here, let's see what we get. Here as you can see, all the icons that has mobile in it. Okay, let's select maybe this one. Let's see how this one looks like. All right, so I'll select this one, and you can download the SVG for your project, or if you want, you can download the PNG version as well. Now you can come back over here. First of all, we want to add some spacing in this option. So we'll search for space, drag and drop this spacer over here, and the size of this spacer will be 450. Basically, this is the height. Now select edit column, and we have to set this image in the background of this edit column. Okay, so make sure you download PNG and SVG versions. Now go to style and you can upload this image. So let's upload the SVG version. Sometimes you might see some problem uploading the SVG version. So you can do one thing, go to media option, add new, and you can try to upload it from here. And now as you can see, this is uploaded. Again, go to this option, image, and let's do one thing. Let's actually update this page, refresh it. So once you upload it from media library, you can come back to this page, refresh it, and search for that. So click on edit column, style, image, and here you have this image. Click on insert file. Okay, now whatever size you want, you can select that size. So under size, I'll select maybe custom and we'll decrease the size, right? Maybe 60-70 pixels like that, right? And we don't want this thing to get repeated. This is getting repeated, so repeat will set no repeat, and position maybe bottom center. Let's see, bottom center, or some other option, whatever position you want, you can set that thing. Maybe bottom right if you want. So whatever position you want, you can select that position. And finally select the row so that we can make everything in the middle, bring the content in the middle, and add some space from top and bottom. So we have this space at top and also at bottom, and everything is in middle. So for that, click on edit section. Make sure your vertical align is middle so that the content stays in middle. Then go to advanced. And now let's select the padding. So first dealing the padding, and at top whatever you want. So maybe I want 50 pixels at top, and at bottom I don't want anything. So I'll just add 50 pixels padding at top and I'll update this page. So this is how your first section is looking. Now let's see how we can create our next section. First, make sure to update this page. So for that, again, come back to this page and click on this plus button. Now let's add a single column. Now in this column, I want to divide this into 3 different inner columns. If you see, we have 3 different things. So for that, I'll use this option. I'll again come back to my elements and I'll use this option inner section, drag and drop it over here. By default, we have 2 columns. If you see, this is the first one, this is the second one. I want 3, so I'll right click on the edit column and click on add new column. Now we have 3 different columns, and inside this thing we want to add this thing. In the background we have this image, and on top of that we have this button which says beauty or whatever the category name is. So for that, we'll use the info box. Again, come back to elements and search for info box, drag and drop this info box over here. Now first of all, let's see, the button says beauty and we don't have any text, like we don't have any title, subtitle, anything like that. So I'll go ahead, click on content and delete the title. We don't want this great idea title. Similarly, we don't want any content. We just want this button, and the button over here says whatever the category name is. So for example, the category name is WordPress. So I'll type in WordPress over here and let's see, I think it is all capital letter. It is all uppercase. So I'll type in WordPress. Now let's style this thing. So go to style. And over here, let's select this button because we don't have any icon, we don't have any content. So let's just go to button. Now under button, we have to change, you can change the color and all. I want to change the font family over here. So we can select this option. We have the button icon, we have the button text. So under button text, we'll select this typography and we'll change this thing. By default, it is railway. We'll make it Poppins. So let's select Poppins. And the size of this, I want this to be 15 pixels. If you want, you can even make it lighter. So maybe I'll select 400 width. Then after that, we'll select line height and I'll type in 1.3. Obviously not really necessary, but if you want, you can do this thing. And under word spacing, I'll type in 1.9. And under letter spacing, I'll type in 1.9. Okay, so some space between these letters. Now let's select the padding option. So if you see, we have this padding. So what padding do you want? I think this is looking good. We don't need to change this thing. But for some reason, if you want, you can have your own padding. For example, for top and bottom, I'll add 17, and for left and right, I'll add 34. Now, as you can see, this is looking a little bit bigger. Okay. Now let's see the wrapper. Okay. See the whole thing over here. So select this wrapper and whatever option you want. So if you see on top of the wrapper, first of all, we have something in the background, and on top of that, we have this, purple color overlay. First, I'll select this option, background type, and select this classic option, and let's upload this image in the background. Okay, so this image, again, I'm saying these images are given to you in the media file, in the media folder. So let's see, let's search for that image. Here it is. We'll select this, click on open. Once it is inserted, just click on insert media and you'll see that image in the background. Now I want to change the size to cover. Okay, this is how it will look like. Now we can go ahead and do this thing. We can add the overlay. Okay, this color overlay. So we'll go ahead and click on this overlay, and I've already added this purple color. So I'll click on the globe icon and select purple. Now you won't see anything for now. Now once you select purple, this is how it will look like. So we have to decrease the transparency of this thing. So we'll click on this color, and if you see the second option, this is for transparency. So you can decrease it like this. So to whatever option you want. So maybe let's see, maybe till here. Okay, so whatever option, however light you want, you can select that option, and this is how it will look like. Now let's change the padding. So again, I'll make it 0. Now from top I want 40, and from all the other sides I want 20. Okay, so this is how it will look like. Now let's add the border radius, which means that if you see the corners over here are rounded. So if you want to make it like this, you can just type in 20 pixels or 40 pixels border radius, and this is how it will look like. Now we can do one more thing. We can go ahead and add this thing. We have to change the color of the button to white and the color of the text to this black color. So we'll go to button and we'll select this option, background type. So for the background color, we want the white color. So we'll select the white color in the background. And for the text color, we'll select the black color. So button text color, you can select some other black color, some color, whatever color you want. You can do it like this as well. And we don't want these styles, these shapes. So I'll select the first option. By a button style, I want to select the first option. And if you see your text is getting repeated double, so you can do one thing. You can use this option, text shadow, and you can decrease this thing. Okay, so you can make it 0 for everything. Now it will look perfect. Now only thing left is to change the hover style. So when you hover this thing, as you can see, the background color turns into this black color, but the text color is also black. So under button text, I'll select the hover color, and when you hover this button, the text color should turn white. So I'll select the white color. And now as you can see, this is looking better. And finally, we can do one thing. We can add this spacing at top. So select this option, inner text. Okay, select this inner section, go to style, or maybe go to advanced, and let's add some padding at top. So maybe padding top, I'll add 30 pixels at top. Now once it is done, you can simply go ahead and do one thing. Right click on this element, click on copy, then right click over here, paste in this thing, and again paste in this thing over here. Now we can go ahead and just change the background image and the text. So for the second option, I'll click on this option, go to style, select the wrapper, change the background image to some other image. Let's upload some other image. Maybe let's upload this one. Click on open, click on insert media. Now as you can see, and then after that we can go to content, select the button. Instead of WordPress, maybe this is related to travel category. So I'll type in travel, and also make sure to always add in the link so that people, when they click on this travel, they are redirected to the travel category. For example, if I click on WordPress, we had the WordPress category. So if you go back to your dashboard and if you hover over post, you will see categories. So under post categories, select this WordPress option, and under WordPress, you will see the view link. Right click on the view link and click on copy link address. The category link will be copied. Now click on WordPress and go to content, select button, and under link, you can paste in this link. Now whenever somebody clicks on this thing, they will be redirected to the WordPress category. Similarly, you can do this thing with some other categories like this. Okay. Now once you're done, again click on update, and this section will be updated. Then we have our next section, which is this section. And this section is very useful because we can reuse this section several times. I'll explain you about that thing. First, let's create this section. So for that, again, come back to this page. Now, before we create this section, I want to do one more thing. Now, if you see again and again, we have to change the font family to Poppins. So it is taking some time. So we can do one thing. We can change the default font family to Poppins. So we don't have to change the font family again and again. So that will save you a lot of time. And for that, click on this hamburger icon, this 3 dots icon, 3 lines icon, hamburger icon. And after that, click on site settings. Over here, you'll see the global fonts. Click on that and change the primary font family to Poppins. By default, it is Roboto. Change this thing to Poppins. Similarly, for the secondary font family as well, this is Roboto Slab. Change this thing to Poppins. Similarly, for the text also, change this thing to Poppins, or whatever font family you want, obviously. And for the accent also, change this thing to Poppins. Now again, come back and select this option, typography. Under typography also, for the body and for other font families, select Poppins. Okay, so this was body. Then we have the link font family. Over here also you have to change this thing to Poppins. Then we have some more. We have heading 1, heading 2. All these things will be Poppins. Okay, heading 1. Then we have this heading 2. So this will save you a lot of time. You don't have to change the font family again and again. By default, the font family used over here is Railway. I don't like that font family, so I'm using this font family Poppins, which is much simpler and beautiful looking. Alright, finally the last one. Okay, done. So once it is done, you can now click on this update button and come back. So cut this thing and update this page again. Now let's create this section. So for that, again, we'll click on the plus button and we'll add 2 columns. Now if you see, the left column is pretty wider and the right column, this is the right column by the way, this one, and this is the left column where you see all this content. So left column is wider and the right column is not that wide, it's pretty narrower. So we can change the column width. Click on this edit column for the left column and change the column width to 74%, and obviously the right column will automatically become 26. Now in the left hand side, first of all, first thing that we have is this grid post. So we'll click on this option, we'll search for grid post. Okay, you will see grid and carousel post, drag and drop it over here. Now this is how it will look by default. How many numbers of posts do you want to show? I just want to show 1 post over here. Then after that, go to layout and change the column to 1. Okay, so that we have only 1 column like this. Then you can change this styling like what you want, grid, flip or carousel, whatever styling you want, you can change that thing. Then after that, you can also change this thing, mouse hover effect, what happens once you hover over this thing. Then we have the grid option, then we have the display option, what all things you want to display. So here if you see, we are displaying the image, then the date and title and some description, but not anything else. So here I don't want the author name, I don't want the category name. So I'll do one thing, I'll select this, I'll make the categories off. Also, I'll make the author off. Okay, let's see the author option. Here it is, author. I'll make this thing off. And one more thing, I want to bring this date before the title. So post info position, instead of after title, I'll select before title. Now you have that thing like that. I also don't want this read more option. So I'll select the read more, I'll make it none, so that read more is gone. And now I want to change this sizing and all. So this is looking good, but we want to change the sizing of these text. Okay, so for that we'll go to style. Now first of all, I don't want this big image, so I'll change the image aspect ratio. I'll select custom and type in 0.4. Okay, now this is how it will look like. Maybe if you want to increase this thing 0.48 or 0.5, something like that. And we also want to do one thing, we want to make this thing rounded. So we want to make the corners of this image rounded. So for that, maybe 10 or 20 pixels of border radius should do. Okay, maybe 20 pixels. Now let's select the title. Okay, so we'll select the title. Font family is already popping, so you don't have to do that thing, but we do want to increase the size and all. So for the font size, I'll make it 28 pixels and we'll make it 600 weight. Then after that, you can do one thing, you can also add some line height. So line height, I'll select EM and type in 1.3. Okay, maybe if you want to increase this thing to 1.4, you can do that thing as well. Now let's select the info, which is this date. So we'll select post info, again typography. For this also, I want to increase this sizing to 15 pixels, and rest everything I think is looking good. We don't have to do anything else. Now let's select this option. Let's select the excerpt. Okay, so select excerpt, which is this text at the bottom. Okay, this summary text. So for this, if you want to change the size of this as well, maybe I want to change this thing to 16 pixels and add some line height of 1.6. All right. If you want, you can even go ahead and change the color, maybe not this dark. So you can select this secondary color, which is a little bit lighter color. Now click on update. So what I want to do is, first post was a little bit bigger, one post in one column, and for the other post, these posts, I just want to display it like this, in 2 columns. So for that, we'll again come back over here and we'll again use the same option, post grid option. Okay, grid and carousel post, drag and drop it over here. Now, how many posts do you want to display? So here, as you can see, 2, 4, 6. Okay, so maybe I want to display 6 blog posts over here. And if you go to layout, we want to display 2 columns. Now we can see only one because, we have only one post created. Now under display, follow the same things. As you can see, same thing. We don't have any category, so I'll make the categories off. We don't want the header. We want the date before the title, and we don't want read more text. Okay, this much. Now under content, you can do one more thing. You can select in start of post. So here, as you can see, start of post, number of posts to displays of password, which means that because we are displaying this post at once, this is the most recent post. If you again use the same option, first it will display the most recent, which is this, and then the next most recent, and so on. But I don't want to display the same post twice. So what I'll do is under start of post, I'll type in 1. So it will basically pass over the most recent one and display the second most recent first. Okay, I hope you understand this thing. Okay, so make sure you type start of post 1. But I'm not typing in anything because I want to display this thing over here. Now for this also, you can go ahead and style this thing, and we can change the sizing and everything for this post. Now for the image, again we'll select custom, and instead of that, now I'll type in 0.68 or maybe 0.7. Okay, so this is how it will look like. Now border radius, I'll type in 20 pixels again to make sure that these corners are now rounded. Select the title, we don't want this big, so we'll decrease the size of title to 21. Similarly, if you want, you can go to excerpt and you can decrease this size as well. So maybe for excerpt, I'll type in 15 pixels, okay, and 400 weight. If you want, you can change the color for this one, maybe a little bit lighter. I'll select the secondary color. Now I want to do one thing. I want to add some space over here. If you see between these columns, we have a nice amount of space. So we'll select this left column, select this edit column for the left column, go to advanced and select this option padding. Now for the left and right padding, we have to type in something. So for right, first of all, we want nice amount of padding. So maybe 80 pixels padding at right, here as you can see, and 20 from left. Okay, now this is how it will look like. Again, you can just go ahead and update this thing. Now I want to do one more thing. I want to select this second option, this second blog post, go to advanced, and I want to add some spacing at bottom. So if you see, this blog post ends over here and we have this spacing at bottom. So I'll select this thing, and under margin bottom, I'll type in maybe 50 pixels. Okay, so we have this spacing at bottom. Now again, click on this update button. So with this left hand side is now completed. Now let's see the right hand side. So at the right hand side, as you can see, we have the author option. So we have the author image, the name of the author, and after that some description about the author. And then we have these social media icons, must read articles or related articles kind of, and then we have the newsletter. Let's add these things. Again, come back over here. Now first of all, for the right hand side column, I want to make the padding 0. So we'll click on edit column, go to advanced and make the padding 0, and also margin will be 0. So by default, there is some padding and margin in the column or in any other element. So we always want to make sure that it is 0. Then we have this thing. Okay, so for that, what I'll do is I'll use the inner row. Okay, so inner section, I'll drag and drop the inner section over here. We don't want 2 columns, so we'll delete the right hand side column in the inner section, and now we have this option. Now for the inner section, I want to click on edit inner section, and we don't want any gaps. So column gap, we want to make sure it is no gap. Okay, so we have to do this thing. Now we have this image. So for this image, we'll use the advanced image element. If you search for advanced image, you will see this option, advanced image, drag and drop it over here. Now upload the image, whatever image you want to use over here. Obviously it will be your image because you're the author. So maybe I'll use this for demo purposes. I'll upload this image, click on insert media. Now I can change the size of this image. Okay, so here I want to make it full, and to change the size, I'll go to setting. In fact, I'll go to styling, select this percentage, and under max width, I'll type in 50%. Now we'll select the border radius. Over here also, I want to select 50%. So this is pixels. Again, I'll select percentage, type in 50. Now it will be this circular rounded image. Now we want to bring this image in the center. So for that, if you go to setting, if you make it center, now most of the times it will not work. We have to do some simple CSS over here. So if you update this page, come back to your home page, and here if you scroll down, you will see this image. If you right click on this image and click on inspect, you will see this is the class name AUX-media-image. Okay, so this is the class name. If you select this option, if you select this class name and click on this plus button, and over here you have to select in margin. Now margin, after that you have to type in 0 and auto. So from top and bottom it will be 0, and from left and right it will be auto. simply copy this thing and come over here under advanced, go to custom CSS and type in this thing over here. Okay, now as you can see, it is now in center. If you don't want to do this thing, you can simply copy this thing, or if you want, you can simply see this thing from your screen and you can type it on your website. Then we have this thing, we have the title and all. So for that we'll use the modern heading element. So if you search for modern heading, you will see this option modern heading, drag and drop it over here just below this thing. Now the heading over here says Zag Plain or whatever the name of the author is. Then after that, this is the subheading. So I'll type in this thing under before text for secondary heading. And then after that, we also have some description. So I'll copy this thing and paste it under description like this. Okay. And where do you want this thing? So yeah, fine. We have this thing divider over here below this subheading. Now I'll style this thing. So first of all, make sure everything is center aligned. So go to heading and select the alignment center. Now go to style. First, let's select the heading, the name of the author. So we'll select this option. This is by default popping, so we don't have to do anything. We just want to change the size. I'll make it 20 pixels bolder. So under weight, we'll select bold. And after that, under line height, I'll make it 1.3 line height. Then after that, we have the margin option. So I'll delink this thing. And for margin top, I want 20 pixels. And for bottom, I want 7 pixels. Only if you want this thing. If you want, you can just leave it as it is. Now let's select the secondary text, which is this photographer and blogger. So under secondary heading, again select the typography, change this size to maybe 15 pixels, make it lighter at 400. And after that, we can also change the line height to 1.5. And if you want, here if you see, we also have a nice amount of letter spacing. So under letter spacing, you can type in maybe 1.8 or 1.9. Okay. If you want, you can also change this color. You can make it a little bit lighter. Okay, you can select this, maybe this text color, 7A, 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 some lighter color like this. And finally, we have this text. Okay, so we'll select the description, change the typography and all. So for this size will be 16 pixels. And after that, we want to make it lighter at 400. And you can also change the line height of this thing to 1.6. Okay, and obviously, if you want, you can go ahead and change the color, make it a little bit lighter. If you select the black color, a little bit lighter black color like this. Okay, now the next option is this subscribe and follow. So for that, again, we'll use another inner section. Okay, drag and drop it over here just below this thing. Okay, so maybe I'll drag and drop it over here. We want to bring it at bottom, so over here, inner section. Again, we don't want 2 columns, we just want 1 column. And under edit section, we'll make it column gap, no gap. Now in this, first of all, we again have the title. So for that, again, we can do one thing. We can come over here and design it in a similar way. In fact, I just noticed that this color is very darker, but here we have set a light color. So I'll click on over here. Under heading color, I'll make it darker color. Okay, this black color like this, 000 color. Okay, this black color. Now for the second option, I'll just use the regular title or regular heading, drag and drop it over here. Then the title says subscribe and follow. We'll change the same thing. We'll go to advanced. We'll first make sure that this is center aligned. Then after that, we'll change the text color to black color, this 000 color. And after that, we'll change the typography. So for this also, we'll make it 20 pixels bolder, just like we did it at top. So 20 pixels bolder and line height of 1.3. Now below this thing, we have these options, these different social media options. Now these are simple images. If you see, these images are given to you. So if you just search for advanced image again, now drag and drop it over here like this, you can upload that image. Let me upload all those images. Okay, here as you can see, these images are given to you. So you can just upload them like this. I'll upload the first YouTube image. Make sure this is full size. And after that, you can go ahead and change the width of this thing. So if you want this size, that is good. But if you want to change the size, you can go to style. And maybe for this, I want only 50 pixels. Okay, not the 100% size. And we also want to make sure that, we have multiple images in single line. So first of all, under image content, if you see, when somebody clicks on this thing, I want them to be redirected to my YouTube channel. So I'll go ahead and copy my YouTube link. Okay, my channel link, I'll copy it and paste it over here. Go to advanced, and over here under layout, you will see position, and not this position. Under layout, you'll see width. Select this option and select inline. Then after that, if you see between these options, within these icons, there is very little space between. So that is the margin. So I'll select margin. I'll delink this thing, and only at right hand side I'll type in 5. Okay. Now you can go ahead and right click, duplicate this icon a few times. Okay. Like 4-5 times. And now you can click on the second icon, click on this thing, select Facebook icon, enter your Facebook link, select the third icon, select maybe the Twitter icon, enter your Twitter link, then select this icon. Okay. Change it with maybe LinkedIn or some other thing, change the links. Okay, make sure to do that thing. Select your Instagram icon, make sure to always change the link of that thing, and now you can click on update. Now we want to do one more thing. If you see, these icons are floating at left. Again, we want to make sure that this is in center. So for that, again, we'll do one thing. Select edit column, and under horizontal align, make it center. Now as you can see, this is in center. Again, go ahead and update this page. And finally, you can select this option, edit section, and add some spacing at top. So maybe margin top will add 35 pixels. Okay, this spacing at top. Now select this second option. So again, we'll do the same thing. In fact, I'll do one thing. I'll right click over here and duplicate this thing, duplicate this entire section. We want to change the text to must read articles. So I'll select this option, subscribe and follow, and change this text. Okay, we don't want these icons, so I'll simply delete these icons. Now here we want to display these blog posts. Okay, so for that you have to search for popular post. Okay, you might not see this thing if you search for this. So you have to do one thing. You have to go to actually scroll down, and under WordPress header, here it is. As you can see at the bottom, WordPress, under this thing you will see that popular option. Okay, popular post. Search for that. Here it is, popular post widget. Drag and drop it over here. Okay, this is how it will look like. Now what all do you want to display? I don't want to display these tabs like recent, comment and so on. So I'll get rid of this tab. We don't want the tab. Okay, so I don't want any one of these tabs. Maybe I just want to display this popular tab, but we don't want the tab like kind of thing. Now what all do you want to display? You want to display the image, title and date. Only 3 things. So we want the image. So it is okay. We don't want to display the excerpt. So we'll make it no. We want to display the title and all. Yeah, rest everything is good. Now this is looking a little bit different. So to fix this thing, you can go to advanced. You can select custom CSS, and again open the file that you've downloaded, and you'll select this option, sidebar popular post. Open it, copy everything and paste in over here. Now as you can see, this is how it will look like. So once you paste in this thing, this is how it will look like. Now in this, if you want to do some changes, you can scroll down and you can see that thing. So for example, the title, this is the title, and the size is 15. So instead of 15, if you want to make it 17, just make it 17. And now as you can see, size is increased. Similarly, instead of line height 1.3, if you want to make it 1.5, you can do it like this. That is also changed. Similarly, for content, for all these things, you can go ahead and update this thing. If you want, you can do them like this. Okay. Now we have this thing. We have the newsletter section. So for that, again, we'll use this thing. We'll use the, let's go at top. We'll use the inner section. We'll drag and drop it over here. Let's see. Right. Let's drop it over here. Bring it at bottom. We want only one column. So delete the other column. Then we want to select this edit section and make sure that we have no gap selected. Now inside this thing, again, we want to use the modern heading. So select modern heading, drag and drop it over here. The title over here says join the newsletter. And then the text says you will receive latest news or whatever. So under description, type in that thing. Okay. Or maybe not under description. Let's type in this thing under secondary heading. Now if you want, you can just right click over here on the top option, click on copy on the top modern heading. Then right click over here and select paste style. So this styling will be pasted for you. So this will save you some time. And then below this thing, we have this option. We have this newsletter thing. So you can just go ahead and search for MailChimp under this option. Then drag and drop this MailChimp at the bottom. This is how it will look like. You can go ahead and style this thing. So for example, the button color is this pink color. Let me get this color code. Right. So this is the color code. So this is the color code. We'll copy the color code like this. Come back. All right. So we'll select the styling option. We'll select subscribe button, and let's see the color. Here it is, background color. We'll paste in this color. Okay, not on the background color actually. We'll select this thing under this option, background type, select this thing, and now paste in this color code. Here is, as you can see, this is how it will change. Similarly, you can go ahead, change the padding. We have seen this thing multiple times, change the border radius. So if you make it 20, this is how it will look like. Okay. And similarly for input also, you can go ahead and change this thing. For text, if you want to increase the size, maybe let's make it 16 or 17. Okay. Then input also, we want to make it maybe border radius 20. Okay. So this becomes rounded like this, maybe not 20. Let's make it 30. Alright. So this is how it works. Now let's select this column, edit column, click on edit column. Let's add this color in the background. Okay, F1, 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 this color. So go to style, background, add this color in the background. Okay, like this. And then let's add padding from all sides. So we have some space. Like here, as you can see, we have some space from all sides. And finally, we'll add this margin at top. So we'll select this option, go to advanced. First, let's add this margin at top. So maybe I want to add margin of 60 pixels at top, and then we have the padding. So for padding at top, I'll add maybe 40, then 25, then 40 and 25. So basically 40 at top and bottom and 25 at left and right. All right. So this is how it looks like. Now you can again go ahead and update this page. And one more thing, we have to make sure that this is also rounded. So we'll select this option, style, border, and the border radius, maybe type in 20 pixels. Alright, so if you scroll down, this is how it is looking. Okay. Now I want to do one thing. I want to save this section. Okay, this entire section, and I'll explain you why. So you can just go ahead and select this option, edit section, right click over here, click on save as template, and I'll just name it right sidebar. Okay, home right sidebar maybe. We'll be using this again, so I want to save this thing just to save some time. Okay, so I want to save this under template. Here, as you can see, home right sidebar. Now again, go ahead and update this page, and finally we want this spacing at top. Okay, this spacing. So we'll select the main column, which is this, edit column. Go to advanced and let's add margin top of 80 pixels. Okay. This is how it is looking. Now once you do this thing, once you complete this much, you should always make sure that your website is 100% mobile and tablet friendly. So right now it is looking good on a desktop, but let's see how it looks on a mobile phone. So for that, if you see at the bottom left again, you will see this icon responsive mode. If you click on that thing, and if you click on mobile phone, so this is how your website is looking on a mobile phone. As you can see, it needs a lot of changes. Let's start from top. So first click on this text, make it center. I want in the mobile phone, I want this text in the center. Go to style, and I don't want this big, so I'll decrease the size, maybe this much. Select the text, again make it center, go to style, make it center. Change the size, okay, maybe this much, 16 or 15 pixels. Now select this option. This is also looking really bad. So select this text, select this form, go to style. Then similarly, you can go ahead and change the padding and all from here. You can change the width, okay, like this. Let's change the width to, let's see, maybe 300 pixels. Okay, let me make it 300 pixels. This is looking good. Now we can go ahead and change the image as well. Now again, let me remind you that these changes are only taking place in mobile phone. If you again go back to your desktop, it will look same. Now let's select this this button, subscribe button. Now for the button, if you see, we have a maximum width of 180. I want to delete this thing, and maybe I want to increase this thing to 300 as well. Okay, just so that it looks good. And for the height also, I want to make it 70 so that it looks same. Okay, these two look same. Maybe if instead of 70, let's make it 65, a little bit smaller, but you can style it yourself however you want. You can style it like that. Then we have this spacing at bottom. So I don't want this much. Maybe I'll select this image. I'll select this. First of all, I'll select this option, this spacer. If you click on this thing, you'll see this spacer. Maybe I don't want this big. Okay, maybe 200, 225, 250, something like that, whatever you want. Okay, this is looking much better. Then this section is looking good, so we don't have to do anything over here. But again, if you come back to this option, we have this 80 pixel spacing for the left column. So we have to fix this thing. So click on edit column. Here, as you can see, at the right hand side, we have 80. So again, I want to get rid of this, and I want 20 pixels from both sides for the mobile phone. Then we'll scroll down. This is the left column. Select the left column, click on edit. And here also we want 20 from both sides. Okay, like this. Similarly, select this option as well, this one, and make it 20 from both sides, left and right. Alright, select this option as well, edit column. Okay, we already have this thing. Maybe I want to add some margin as well over here. So maybe 60 at top was good, but 20 at left and right margin for mobile phone. Now click on update. Okay. Okay, so now as you can see, this is looking much better. Now you can do one more thing. You can change the sizing, the spacing, sizing and all for mobile phone. Like you can have different size and space for mobile phone. So you can totally control how you want your website to look on a mobile phone. Now once it is done, you can go to desktop, you can go to tablet and change how your website looks on a tablet and so on. Now actually I want to do one thing. I want to again save this template. Okay, maybe first let me go to templates. So if you click on this option, click on add template, you will see this home sidebar. I want to delete this thing because we have made more changes to this thing. Now we can, I want to save this thing again because I've made it mobile friendly as well. So right click over here, click on save as template, home, right sidebar. Okay. And now you can save this thing. And with this, you have 100% completed your home page. Again, cut this thing and come back to your dashboard. Yes, now let's see how we can create some other pages. So let's see how we can create the blog page, about, contact, guest post page, these pages. So first of all, let's create the most easiest one, the blog page. For that, we'll click on pages, click on add new. Now in the title, we'll just type in blog or blog post and we'll go ahead and publish this page. Okay. Now this is just a regular page. Again, just like we did with the home page, we have to set this page as a blog post page. So for that, again, hover settings and click on reading. Now select the post page and select the blog page that we just created. Click on save changes. Now it will look a little bit different. We'll fix that page later on. If you open this page in a new tab, this is how it is looking. We'll fix this page very soon. Don't worry. For now, let's come back again and create our about and contact page. So click on add new. Let's create our about page first. So give it a title of about us. Change the layout to full width. Content layout will be full width and we don't want the title bar. So select title bar and select no. Now again, publish this page. Now click on edit with Elementor. Now we don't have to do it from scratch just like we did the home page. You don't have to do that thing over here. I've given you a free template. You can simply import that on your website and you will have your own about page. So if you open the media folder again, under that you will see pages. And here you have the about page, contact page, header, footer. All these options are given to you. You just need to import these options. So to import this thing, again, come back to your dashboard. Click on templates at the left hand side. Click on import templates, choose file and select these files. Under pages, you will see about page. Click on open, import this page. Similarly, again, click on import templates, choose file. Now select the contact page. Click on import now. Then let's select third page, which is the home header page, which is basically your header page. Then we have another header for inner pages because we have two different headers. And finally, we have the footer page. So select this, click on import now. Now once you've imported these pages, again come back over here, click on add template and select this imported one, Vlogs blog about page. Okay, insert this one. And this is how it should look like. Okay, you have your about page. Now you just need to change the content. For example, if you want to change this image, click on this thing, replace it with some other image. Similarly, if you want to change the content, click on this thing. And instead of about us, instead of secondary header history, instead of description, you can type in your own text. Similarly, instead of this image, click on this thing. Instead of Selena Williamson, if you want to type in something else, you can just go ahead and change the content. We have seen how to do this thing in the home page. Once you do this thing, just go ahead and click on update. This page will be updated. Again, come back to your dashboard. Now let's create our contact page. So again, click on pages, add new. Give it a title of contact us. And again, make sure this is 100% full width and we don't have any title section. So title bar setting, update this thing and click on edit with Elementor. Now similarly, click on add template, go to my templates and this time select Vlogs blog contact page, import this one. And now you should see your contact page. You should, if you want to change any content again, if you want to change your email address, phone number, simply click on that thing and go ahead description, change your email addresses and so on. If you want to change your map location, click on this pencil button. By default it is displaying Mumbai. If you want to display some other location, you can just type in that location. It will display this location for you. Now if you see, we cannot see this contact form over here. So to display this contact form, again come back to your dashboard, click on contact, click on add new to add a new contact page. Give it any name. So I'll just name it contact form 3 maybe. Alright. And delete this content. So delete everything under contact form and open these pages again and search for contact form. Here it is. Open this, copy everything, paste it over here and click on save. Now once you click on save, you can come back over here. First update this page. And now you can copy this shortcode which is given on this blue line and paste it over here. Now you will see your page. Now you can go ahead and click on update. And with this, you have also created your contact page. Again, come back to your dashboard. Now let's create our menu, because we have most of the pages created over here, but we don't have any menu. So let's create our menu. Like, we want to create a menu like this, a simple menu. So for that, again, hover over appearance and click on menus. Now let's give it any name. So maybe main menu, primary menu, home menu, anything you want. And what all pages you want to display over here. So we want to display the home page, blog page, about, contact page. We want to display one more page, the guest post page, but we have not yet created that page. We'll see how that page is created at the end of the video. And after that, we'll add that page in the menu. For now, you can select these pages. And after that, select this option, header, primary navigation, and click on save menu. Now again, if you come back over here, refresh it. Okay, you cannot see that menu over here, but we'll fix that thing very soon. For now, you can see this is how it is looking. Now there's one thing that I want to fix. If you open a single blog post, okay, this is how it is looking. Okay, most of the things are looking good. We don't have to fix anything over here. But if you see this sidebar, let me open this single one. Now here left hand side, everything is looking good. But at the right hand side, we want this kind of sidebar. So for that, if you remember, we have created this sidebar for the home page. So we can do one thing, we can import that sidebar for other pages. But for that, you'll have to install a new plugin. So for that, go to plugins. And over here under search plugins, search for Anywhere Elementor. So just search for Anywhere, you should see that plugin. Here is Anywhere Elementor, install this one. So basically this plugin will help you to use Elementor add-ons and Elementor elements anywhere on your page, even on your sidebar. So we are using Elementor on this sidebar. So that is the reason why we need this plugin. So install this one. Once you activate this plugin, you will see a new option over here, AE templates, which is Anywhere Elementor templates. Click on that. Now click on add new and let me name it right sidebar. Then after that, you can go ahead and publish it. Now click on edit with Elementor and we want to import that template. So click on add template, go to my templates and select this one, home right sidebar, that we have saved as a template for when we are creating our home page. So home right sidebar, insert this one, click on apply. Alright, so here we don't want the left sidebar, we just want the right sidebar. So we can go ahead and right click on the left column and delete this column. We just want this column, okay, only this one. And if you want to do one thing, you can do one more thing. You can click on this option, edit section, and you can change this width to 242 because this is the width of the sidebar, so that you know how this will look like, and you can do some changes. For example, this is looking big, so we can change this thing. We can click on this icon, we can change the icon to maybe 40 pixels or 45 maybe. Similarly, select the second one, go to style, change this thing to 40, select the third one, go to style, make it 40, fourth one, make it 40 pixels, and finally for the last one as well, go ahead and make it 40 pixels. Now select this option, must read articles, go to advanced, custom CSS, and maybe instead of 17, we want 15 pixels for the size. And the rest everything is looking good, I guess. Now let's select this one. Let's change the size for this one as well. And let's make it a little bit smaller, probably 19. And secondary heading also. Let's decrease the size to maybe 11 or 12. Now click on update. Now once you do this thing again, click on edit section, and now you can delete this 242. I just wanted to use that 242 as an option just so that we know how this will look on the actual sidebar. Now once you fix this thing, you can come back, and over here you will see this insert code. Okay, this short code. Copy this short code. Now click on appearance or hover over appearance and click on widgets. Here you will see this sidebar. Okay, so we want the global primary sidebar. First of all, delete all the widgets which are already present. So just click on that thing, click on these three dots and click on remove heading or remove whatever widget is present over here. Okay, so we don't want to use this widget. Now once you do this thing, you can now click on this plus button and search for shortcode. Select shortcode and paste in this shortcode that you have copied in the previous thing, this shortcode, insert elementor shortcode, and click on update. Now again, if you come back to this page and refresh it, and now as you can see, you have this sidebar over here. Now we'll fix this thing, we'll remove this line from between, and we'll also change the styling of this post. Like as you can see, this is at top, this thing is at top, and we have this pink color for this, and then after that we have some more styling over here. So we'll do this styling at the end of the video. For now, as you can see, this is how it is looking. We do have our sidebar over here at the right hand side. Now actually let's do one thing. Let's fix the header and footer. In fact, let's do the final styling. So for that, you'll come back to your home page and click on this customize link at top. Now under customize link, we have a lot of options given over here. If you click on general layout, we have already set this 1200 max width. If you want, you can change the typography from here. So typography can be changed, preloading, all these options are given. Under appearance, if you see, you can change your global colors and all. Okay, so what you want as your primary font, primary color, your secondary color, text color. Okay, you can change these things from here. Now what I want to do is, if you want, you can also change the forms, sidebar style. So under sidebar, if you see, let's see this thing, you can change the sidebar font family and so on. Now very first thing that I want to do from here is I want to control the header. So we'll select the header template, and this is the default header. I don't want to use this one. I want to use some other header. So I'll click on edit with header builder, and this is your header. So I'll delete this entire thing. Click on add template. We have already used the header, as you can see, home header. So we can now use this. In fact, let's do one thing. Let's use this inner pages header. Insert the inner pages header. Okay. Now click on this option. Instead of this, if you want to display your logo here, you can click on this option, and here this will tell you at what place you want to display your logo. So here, as you can see, you have to go to customizer and you have to upload your secondary logo over here, secondary logo. So we are on the customizer. We'll come over here under site identity, we'll upload your logo. So let's upload that logo. So I'll upload this logo which is given over here. So I'll select this thing, click on open, skip cropping. Okay, now as you can see, your logo is now present. Then for logo 2, maybe let me do one thing. This is going to be my logo 2. For logo 1, I can upload this pink one for the home page. Skip cropping. Now I can publish it. Come back over here. Now at the right hand side we have the menu. So click on this thing and select your menu. So we want to select the main menu and click on update. Now again, if you come back to this customizer, come back, select header templates, and now select that header from here. Select this header, inner pages header, just select this one. Okay, now as you can see, this is how it is looking. Publish it. Again, we want to make sure, actually first we have to select the header and then we have to edit this thing. So click on edit with header builder, and we have to select that menu from here. So click on this menu. Logo is already present, just click on this menu, select the main menu. Rest everything is good. Come back over here, just make sure to refresh it. Now what I want to do is I want to go to my home page. For the home page, I want a different menu. Let me explain you this thing over here. In the demo website, if you see, if you go to your home page menu is transparent. The logo color is this white color, and you have this thing, you have white color links and all. If you go to some other page, inner page, about page, you'll see your logo color is different and menu color is also black. Again, if you go to contact page, here also you'll see logo color black and your menu is also black. So we need to do this thing. For that, we'll come back to the dashboard, click on pages, select home page, edit this page. So for this page, specifically for this page, you want a different header. So you'll see header template, and over here you can set a different header template. So under use header legacy, make it no. And for current header, it is home. You have to select this option, vlogs blog home header. Okay, now update this page. Now if you view your home page, okay, this is the header that we have for now. Now you can go ahead and edit this header. So you can click on edit with Elementor, and here you'll see vlogs blog home header. Edit this header. Now at the left hand side, this is the logo that we are displaying. At the right hand side, we want this menu, main menu. Click on update. Now once you update this thing, again come back to your home page. If you see, it is looking good for now, but there is one more problem. We have a lot of space at top and bottom. So to get rid of this space, you can set this thing. You can select this home, select this option, header template settings, and set this option, enable overlay header, make it yes. Now again update this thing, come back over here, refresh it. Okay, now this is how it will look like. Now again, to change this thing into transparent, we again need to go back to this option, header. Let me actually select this thing, edit with Elementor, vlogs blog header, and now select this option, edit column, go to style, background type, and you can make it transparent like this. Okay, select any color, but for the second option, bring it at extreme left. This will become transparent. And instead of this logo, if you want some other logo, I've already explained, you can go to your customizer and site identity. You can set your primary and your secondary logo. So instead of this pink one, if you want some other logo, some other color logo, you can select that logo and upload that file. So maybe let me upload this white color logo for this. Skip cropping, publish it. Now again, if you come back to your home page, okay, so this is how it is looking. We need to get rid of this space, but we'll see that later on. First, let's complete all the other customization options. So we'll come back and we'll select this page option. Select the page option. Let's get rid of this extra space at top. Now under page option, you will see this page layout, and under page layout, you can make it no, display content top margin. Now as you can see, that top margin is gone and now it is looking better. Publish it. Again, if you come back to your home page, refresh it. Now as you can see, this is looking exactly like the demo website. So again, come back to this customizer. Now you can also do some more changes on the page layout if you want. Page typography, page title. We don't want any page title, so we'll make it off. Under page title, make it off. Now let's see the single blog page. Okay, so if you open a single blog page, so this is how it is looking. We'll come back, select the blog option, select single blog post. Here as you can see, single post. Now whether you want sidebar at the left hand side or the right hand side, you can select this thing. We don't want this line in between, so you can select the sidebar style one. That line is now, as you can see, gone. Okay, that line is gone. Then after that, we have some more options. What content style do you want? Like this is the content style. If you want to change this thing, you can change it. If you want to display, if you want to get rid of this top margin, whether you want to display the media, for example, if you don't want to display the featured image, you can just make it no. Obviously not recommended, but you can display, you can change these things from here. Now under this thing, just make sure you have displaying everything, especially the author section. So here as you can see, author section is off, make it on. We do want to display the author section if you open a single blog post. Let's open this one. Here if you see at the bottom, we are displaying the author section, which is this section. And we also want to display this previous and next post section. So for that, scroll down. And here you should select what style do you want for previous and next skin. So for this, we want this one, second last one. Okay, I want this screen. I want this skin. Now select this and click on publish. Now let's again come back and let's see the blog page. Okay, so this page, the blog page. If you open your blog page, let's see how it is looking. So this is how it is looking. Now first of all, come back and select this slider option, blog slider, make it no. I don't want to display this big slider at top, so make slider no. Again, come back to blog page. Now this is the default style. What style do you want to display? Maybe I want to display this style. So you can select this style and this is how it will look like. Now you can control a lot of things, whether you want to display the featured image, what size aspect ratio do you want for the featured image, and what all options do you want to display. And let's scroll down, and blog content length, I want to do, whether you want to display this summary, whether you don't want to display anything. Okay, you can select this thing. If you don't want to display, just select none. Okay, and let's see what we have more, whether you want to display the read more thing or not. So you can set all these options from here if you want. Right now, once you do this thing, you can go ahead and publish this page. Now for this also, this sidebar, we have this line, so I'll actually scroll down over here and select the first sidebar so that we don't have that line. Okay, now publish this thing again. So this is your blog page. Now finally do one thing, come back and select this option, additional CSS. Now open the file that you have downloaded. And here you will see this CSS file. Select everything, copy everything and paste it over here. Now once you paste in this thing, if you open a single blog post, this is specially for this single blog post style. Here you'll see a lot of style have changed. We have these different colors over here. You know, a lot of styling has basically changed. Now we have this image, we have the border radius and so on. So you can paste in this CSS for this styling. Now once you do this thing, you can now cut this thing. With this, the customization is now 100% completed. If you click on the blog page, you have a different menu. If you open a single blog post, we have this style. So everything is now working properly. Now let's see how we can add that multi-author feature, guest post feature. For that, again, come back to your dashboard, plugins. Let's add a new plugin for that. So we want to use WP user frontend. So if you just search for WP user, you should see that plugin. This is the one, WP user frontend. Install this plugin. This is by VDevs. Now once it is installed, just go ahead and activate this plugin. Now you might see this setup plugin. For this setup screen or pop-up, just click on let's go. Whether you want to enable payments, whether you want to install necessary pages, yes, just click on continue. And with this, they will create a new page for you. If you want, you can use this page. If you want, you can just go to full settings and you can do some more settings from here, like what all settings you want. And before that, let's do one thing. Let's select the post form. So what form do you want? We have a sample form. You can click on add new form. Now blank form, post form. We want a post form. So click on create form under post form. If you see this page, if you see the guest post page, this is how this form looks like. Okay, you have the title, then we have the category, post description, and these things. So we'll select this option, come over here. We want the title, category, post description, feature image. Maybe if you don't want the excerpt option, you can go ahead and delete this thing. Okay, and you have your form. Now you can click on save form. This form will be saved for you. You'll get the shortcode for this form. If you again come back to forms, here as you can see, this is the shortcode for this form. You can also do the settings for this form. If you click on edit, we have settings for the form, like what is the type of the post. So this is a post status. So when somebody submit any post, it will be automatically published. We don't want that thing. It will be pending review. So you'll have to review that thing. Only then it will be published. Then after that, then similarly, you can do some more settings related to that. Edit settings, whether they are allowed to edit this thing, submit, whether guest post is allowed or not. So people can just enter their name, email address, and they can send a guest post. If you want to enable payment, you can do that thing as well. Then for notification, whenever there is any new guest post, you will be notified on this email address. Now click on save form. And then you can go to settings under user front-end settings. Now whether you want to show admin bar for which all user type, you can select that thing. Who can access the admin area, you can select that thing. Okay. Front-end posting, whether this thing is allowed or not, you can select these options. These are not really important. The important settings was related to this post. We have created this post form. Now you just need to copy this shortcode and paste it under a new page. So go to pages, create a new page, name it anything you want. I'll just name it guest post, make it full width and no title bar. So no title section. Now go ahead and publish this page. Now for this also you can use Elementor and you can paste in this shortcode. So click on this plus button, single row, single column, and search for shortcode element. Drag and drop this shortcode element, paste in your shortcode. Now this is how it will look like. Click on update. Now we can do a few things. For example, click on edit section. I don't want this wide, so I can decrease the width of this thing to maybe 800 pixels like this. We can also add some spacing at top and bottom, maybe 80 pixels at top and maybe 80 at bottom. Okay, click on save or click on update. If you want to style this thing, you can add some CSS as well. So here you'll see this option, guest post CSS. Basically it will only do one thing. As you can see, only few lines of codes. This is basically going to make everything full width. So if you just copy this thing, so these are all small boxes, as you can see, small input boxes. It will make it full size, full width. So select this option, go to advanced, select custom CSS and paste in this thing. And now as you can see, everything is now full width. Click on update. So your guest post is also created. Again, come back to your dashboard. Now let's add this guest post in our menu. So we can select this option under appearance, click on menus, and now select the guest post, click on add to menu, and this link is also added in your menu. Now if you see your home page or some other page, you will see this guest post is also added over here. Okay, now people can go, they can submit their post. Now finally, let's create the pop-up. So if you go to some other page or if you go anywhere on this website, you will see this pop-up which you can use to collect email addresses and do email marketing. So for that, again, come back to your dashboard, click on plugins, add a new plugin for that. So to create these pop-ups, we need the Hustle. So search for Hustle and use this one, install this plugin, Hustle Email Marketing Lead Generation Opt-in Pop-ups. This is by WPMU Dev. Once it is installed, click on activate again. And for this also, you should see a pop-up, a setup pop-up for this. If you don't see this thing, you can click on Hustle from the left hand side and now you'll see it. Now first of all, just click on this get started button. Now whether you want to create a pop-up or embed or social share, slide in, we want to create a pop-up, so we'll select this, click on create. Now what do you want to name it? So maybe I'll name it blog tips or blogging tips. Okay, now whether this is an email opt-in or informational. This is an email opt-in because we are collecting emails. Okay, so we'll select this and now you can just choose any template from here. Now there are many different templates. For example, this is the one that I'm using in the demo website. If you want, you can choose this thing, or if you want, you can select some other template. Maybe let's select this one. Okay, I'll click on choose template. This is a nice simple template. Now this is how the if you preview this thing, this is how it is looking. This is the title, hey wait, then we have some description, and then we have this email. When somebody clicks on this get my coupon, they will be added to your email and now you can send them the coupon or whatever. Then at top we have this image, so you can replace all these things. If you click close this thing, instead of hey what, let me type in hello world, or just for demo purposes. Then instead of this image, if you want to replace it with some other image, you can go ahead and upload your image. Maybe let's upload this image. Then after that, if you want some other image, if you want this text, you can change this text. If you want thanks, I'm interested, call to action. Okay, so you can set these things. Now in the next step, you have to select this thing. So basically we are collecting emails. You can do one more thing. You can collect some other things as well. Click on insert field. Maybe if you want to collect names, you can select names as well. So now you can collect names also and emails also. Okay, so it all depends on you. If you want to delete this thing, you can go ahead and delete it as well. Now when they click on this thing, they will see once they enter the email address. Let me show you that thing. So once they enter the email address and click on get coupon or whatever, they will see this message. Thank you for joining our list. Your 10% coupon is off 10, or whatever the coupon code is. You can change this text. You can just type in thank you for joining our list. You will now get blogging tips weekly on weekly basis, whatever you want. Okay, you can set that thing. Now you can click on integration. Now by default, what is happening is whenever somebody enters their email, those email will be added over here under your email list. Under Hustle, you will see email list. If you open this thing, you can see those emails over here. If you want, you can do one more thing. You can integrate some other app, third-party app like MailChimp or some other app, and these emails will automatically be added to your app, to your third-party list. For example, let's do one thing. Let's go to the integration page. Okay, open the integration page, and here as you can see, so many different integration options are available. Maybe I want to use MailChimp, so I'll select the plus button for integration. You need to enter your API key and some identifier. So again, let's go to MailChimp. We have already seen this thing, but let's see it again. Log into your MailChimp account. Now at the bottom left, you will see your username. Click on that, click on profile. Now select the extra option and click on API keys. Here you will see your API key. So I'll just copy the key, come over here, paste it under API key, and under identify, I'll just name it again blogging tips. Okay, and click on connect. Now this will be connected for you. Now those emails will automatically be added to your list. Okay, now once you do this thing, now you can go to appearance, and in fact, let's actually publish this thing. Come back, scroll down, integration, and let's refresh it. We should see that MailChimp over here under integration once you refresh it. And now as you can see, MailChimp is also present. Now we can go ahead and click on appearance, and everything is good. Just go to next page, visibility. Now when do you want to display this pop-up? By default, it will display every time, but if you want, you can set some condition. So for example, first of all, where do you want to display these pop-ups? Maybe on blog page, on post page and pages. Okay, maybe on not on categories and so on. But if you want to display it throughout your website, just leave it as it is. Don't add any conditions. Now let's select the behavior. So go to behavior. Now by default, one thing is enabled, exit intent. So whenever somebody wants to exit the page, they will see the pop-up. If you want, you can do one more thing. You can select the time option and click on this option. Now maybe after 3 seconds, I want to display this thing. So once this page is loaded completely, after 3 seconds, this thing will load. If you want, you can also select a scroll option. So once they scroll maybe 30% of the page, they will see this pop-up. Okay, so you can set all these trigger options. Now you can click on save options and you can go ahead and publish it if you have not already published, and click on update. Now if you go to your website, let's see what happens. After 3 seconds, this pop-up will automatically display. As you can see, automatically displaying. If you scroll down, again it will display because we have set one more behavior. When we scroll down 30% of the page, this is displaying. Okay, so this is how it works. Now if you want to learn more about this Hustle pop-up builder, there is a video on my YouTube channel. Like for now, I just showed you the basics, but if you want to learn more and in detail about these pop-ups, you can watch that video. So again, you can search for 𝐂𝐸𝐸 and you can search for maybe Hustle. You'll see that video. Here as you can see, how to create free pop-ups, slide-ins and ad blocker. You can watch this video. I've explained that thing in complete detail. So make sure to watch that video if you want to learn more about Hustle pop-up builder. Similarly for MailChimp also, I have different videos. Now I have explained you how you can link Google Ads and Google Analytics. Now how to display ads on your website. You can display them anywhere on your website. Like if you can display them on the sidebar, or if you want, you can display them on some other website. But I hope first you know that you have to add the Google code. Let me actually show you this thing as well. So let me open my Google AdSense account. Now once you log into your Google AdSense account, I don't use it, so most of the websites that were accepted, now they are rejected because I've stopped using this thing. So you might have noticed that my videos don't have any ads on all because I've demonetized my channel. Like, channel is not demonetized, I just turned off the ads on my channel because I don't use it. Now when you're doing this thing for the first time, when you want to link your website with Google AdSense, first you have to go to this option, sites. Now here as you can see, all my websites were accepted, but because I'm not using these codes, Google AdSense on my website, they are now, I again need to submit this thing. But let me show you how you can do this for the first time. You need to click on add site, enter your website link. So this is my website link. Okay. Now you should only give your top level domain, so not a subdomain. So I'll give my top level domain. Click on save and continue. Now they will give you some kind of code. You have to copy this code and you have to paste in this code in your header, as you can see under the head template. So let's see how that is done. So for that, again, go back to your dashboard. You will see appearance. Under appearance, click on theme file editor. Click on that thing. Click on I understand. Now search for header.php. Click on this header.php and you should see your head. Okay, head element. Here it is. As you can see, this is the head element that we want to use. Now between this head element and between this, so between this and this, you have to add this thing. So maybe let me add it over here. Okay, maybe over here. Okay, just add the script code, click on update file. Again, come back to your Google Ads. Now click on request review. Now they will review whether you have added this code in your head file or not. Once they review this thing, ads will start displaying on your website. But before that, you have to create ads. So you can click on ads from the left hand side and you can create different ads. So you can go to by ad units. What type of ads do you want to display? So maybe let's use this one, display ads. Click on this. Now this is how the display ads will look like. You can name it anything. I'll name it display ads sidebar. Okay, just for your purposes, you can select this thing, ad size, make it responsive and click on create. A new ad will be created. Now you have to copy this script. Just click on copy code snippet and paste in wherever you want to display this ad. So I want to display this ad in my sidebar. So I'll go under appearance. In fact, we have created this sidebar under anywhere Elementor. So I'll go to anywhere Elementor, click on edit with Elementor. This is my sidebar. And now I want to display my ads over here. So I'll search for again HTML, search for HTML, drag and drop your ad. So maybe I want to display below this thing. So I'll paste in the HTML code over here, click on update. Now this ad will display over here. Now wherever you want to display your ads, you can simply paste in the script at that place and Google Ads will start displaying at that particular place. Okay. Now if you open your website, if you open any single blog post, once my site is approved, then this ad will start displaying over here. Okay, below this thing over here. Right, so one more thing is left which I forgot to mention. So let's see that thing. Your footer. Footer is left. So you can click on footer, select footer template. Now let's edit this footer. So click on edit with footer builder and we want to make it like this. Let's see how we can add this copyright and all these things. So first of all, you have this logo over here. Instead of this logo, if you want some other logo, you can type in this thing. Similarly, you can click on this thing. Instead of this text, if you select description, instead of this description, if you want something else, you can have that thing as well. Similarly, if you see, this is the blog post that we are displaying. You can, if you want to change your text and all, if you want to change your location, you can do that thing as well. Now, if you want to change this color to this pink color, you can go ahead, click on this option, go to style and change the color. So maybe let's select this option, text color, and change this thing to whatever color you want. Okay, under styling, like this. Now if you see at the bottom, the background color is white, so that is the reason why we are not able to see it. So we can do one thing, we can select this option, edit section. If you see this thing, go to style and change the background color to black so that you can see it properly. Now we have the copyright text. If you want, you can change this thing, and at the right hand side we have this social media icon. So if you want, you can click on that thing. First we have the Twitter, so you can click on that thing, change the link. Instead of this hashtag, enter your Twitter link. Similarly, instead of the second option, enter your second social media link and so on. So make sure you fix this footer. Alright, so with this we have finally completed this tutorial. I hope you guys find this tutorial helpful. If you like this video, if you find this tutorial helpful, if you want to watch more useful videos like this one, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any future videos. Now if you like this video, give a thumbs up to this video, share with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, whatever social media platform you use. And throughout the video, if you have any doubts, any comments, any suggestions for me, you can always leave them in the comments section below. And finally, thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one.